Well, good morning, potato lovers. It is I, the Duke. I finally have bested some of my enemies in the field of YouTube battle, but not this blind Mike guy. I keep forgetting him for some reason, but you definitely shouldn't. So go to blindmike.net for all things gay. I mean, Blind Mike. And stick around to hear about Aaron Emholt on the run from the law. He's a real Barry Wusser. Plus, much more on this episode of the Blind Mike Project. Now, here is your host, a man I already forgot the name of again. Blind Mike Geary.
It is hurtful that he's forgotten me like that.
John always forgets you.
I don't know why that is.
It's gay if you remember someone's name.
Yeah, I do. I think Kirk actually scared him off.
I think he might have.
I think that's legitimately what happened. There's no other explanation.
No.
Guys, all you got to do, recommendation to any Dabbleverse shows out there, just call the FBI and wait on hold for half an hour. And John will be scared of you. Hello, everyone.
I'm a hack.
It's the first of the month, so in honor of our good friend Ben Mintz, Craig, take it away.
See, the big thing from last week was figuring out what we call Casey Day's fans.
Oh yes, hey, hello to the Gearheads, the Craigophiles, and the Daylords.
Thank you. That's the one I wanted.
The Daylords. I found that very funny.
That was a good
I forget who suggested it, but
someone in the YouTube chat. I saw that and I was like,
"Oh, well." We got to give credit where it's due. If someone has a funny line like that, we have to give them credit because people get very angry.
Oh, I'll find it. Hold on.
I'll tell you. I want this. Today's episode, Craig, is going to be titled one word: Real Media Player on YouTube.
Okay.
Because I want to give this fucker credit. He gets very angry at me. Real Media Player on YouTube is an account that clips a lot of Aaron's shows, so he makes it easier. Sometimes I don't have to go through the full shows. I can just check out channels like Doom, My Lost Interest, Stalin 19. These are all very good channels on YouTube. And one of the better ones is Real Media Player. And I guess I forgot to credit him at some point. He gets very angry in the comments. Sir, I don't do it on purpose. I don't have notes in front of me. I can't see. I forget sometimes. But go subscribe to Real Media Player on YouTube. That will be the title of today's episode.
As it should be.
Yes. Yeah. I got to say, they're those guys that clip these shows. It's a thankless job, you know? I do appreciate it, but, you know, they don't always get the credit they deserve, so I apologize.
I'm scrolling through these comments to find the person who said it, and I'm just seeing people being like, yeah, Craig's wife divorced him because he refused to wear his hat 24/7. Just
is that why?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I can confirm. Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess the hat is disturbing. The sleeves are disturbing. His whole image. I don't know why he chooses to be that way, but here we are.
Darren Stevens 3331 had what I thought would be the second place Casey Day fan's name, which was the Dagos.
Dagos is fun. Day Walkers I saw.
Yep.
But yes, the Daylords made me laugh. It's childish, but I enjoyed it.
We need it.
Yeah. So there is some. Where should we start? There's a lot I want to get to today. Well, first, let me tell you about Real Media Player. Go to Real Media Player on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, tap the notification bell. And then once you do that, once you check out Real Media Player, so he doesn't yell at me anymore, then once that's complete, then you can go to blindmike.net. That's where all of our links are. If you want to subscribe wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hit the like button. And if you don't want to hit the like button for some reason, leave a comment and explain yourself.
Also, leave a comment if you came up with Daylords because I couldn't find it.
See, that you know what? Real Media Player was right. It's so us to not credit people.
I tried.
We steal from these people, and they're none the wiser.
Closet Casey's. That's kind of funny.
I said Casey's.
That's for Mick Doe. I don't want to forget. I put up on the screen.
Thank you. Yes. But I like to think Real Media Player inspired Day Lords.
Thank you,
So
DJ
go
Electra.
subscribe to a Real Media Player.
DJ Electra put his link in the chat. Cool.
Good. Thank you, Electra. DJ Electra, by the way, I see her tweeting at like 4 a.m. her time, telling people to go watch OJ in the morning. What an insane woman.
She just commented right before you said that. Welcome OJ chat.
She loves OJ. She's up at all hours of the night talking about OJ.
She's like Trump. She sleeps for like 4 minutes a day.
Yeah. Well, she has just as stressful a job.
That's right.
But yeah, go to blindmike.net, subscribe to this program wherever you get podcasts. And if you want to become a member for early access or bonus content, then you can do that as well on Patreon or YouTube. Become a gearhead. Join for as little as $5 a month. For example, you'll be getting Blind Mike Project early next week because I will be in Chicago.
Interesting.
Am I applying for an internship? Who knows?
I hope so.
Am I playing a day of frisbee golf that no one will acknowledge? Maybe.
Oh, that could be the next Jerry After Dark. You have to play the golf simulator until you make par on a hole.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm doing. Who knows? It's a whole big mystery. But yeah, so if you want early access, if you want next week's episode a little early, if you want Why You Laughing early, which by the way, remember folks, Why You Laughing will be back this week. Wednesday on YouTube, Thursday everywhere else. I probably should have notified Craig of that so he can upload it. Make sure you do that.
Which one?
Bill Cosby episode will be first.
Okay, good.
Bill Cosby episode of Why You Laughing comes out this week. You could have had it 2 months ago if you were on Patreon or if you were a YouTube member. So subscribe if you want that early access to things. But this week, if you want to watch it for free, Why You Laughing is back, baby. The summer's over. Back to business.
Back to it. Cutting clips.
Yes. Go to HackRideTheDemon.com if you're a day lord or a dago.
So it's pretty good too.
If you're a Craigophile, go to verygoodshow.org.
Yeah.
And all right, let's get John out of the way first. It's short and sweet today. We haven't talked about John very much. If I'm being honest, I'm a little bored of John post DabbleCon. He came back with nothing. He had this bit. He retired for the 11th time this summer.
Yep. And
then he comes back and he does his like political show, and it's really boring. And this is a guy who yells and screams about revenge all day. So then he does his Dabbleverse show where he's going to address Shuley. This controversy. He's going to call Shuley a pedophile. That's what his big return is all about. And there was just nothing. I thought it was tremendously boring. There were a couple things I found interesting that we'll play. But I am bored of John right now. Now, I'm not going to speak in extremes because that's made me look foolish before. I'm going to say we'll never talk about him again. But I'm sure something will pop up eventually. But I am a little bored of John. But there are a couple things that piqued my interest this week, particularly involving our friend Cardiff Electric, who, if you don't know, go find Cardiff's Patreon. I actually don't know what it is, but if you Google, you know what, go to Real Media Player, and I'm sure he'll tell you. Go see if you can find Cardiff's Patreon.
I believe
Electra, put that in the chat.
Cardiff Electric, but let me just see here.
It's got to be. No one else could have that, right?
No. Yeah, no, it's just Cardiff Electric.
Yeah, okay. Patreon.com/Cardiff Electric. Oh, I did know that. I can picture him saying it. Cardiff lost his YouTube channel. Are you aware of this?
I heard. I did.
I don't understand it. But John throws his hat in the ring for people that took down Cardiff Electric. That's YouTube that does that. They played John's movie. I guess they showed nudity. That's a YouTube thing. Now, John does this weird thing where he's going to try to both take credit for it and receive no blame, which is very interesting. So let's hear a little from John. What do we have first from?
It's the Zuma clip or the other one?
Let's play the other one first, and then we'll get to Cardiff after that.
Sergeant Harry,
dyed his hair horribly, by the way.
PD internal affair. The boys and I over here at IA are going to need to discuss with you the pictures of Shuli's minor children on your PC, Muttering J's also. Yeah, you do that. I don't have any pictures on my PC of Shitways kids.
Now, can you imagine, Craig, there have been a lot of jokes hurled your way.
Jokes, yes.
And I frankly, I saw a lot of comments calling you a pedophile when we talked about Shuli. I don't know why that is. I don't know who inspired them to do that. I certainly will take no responsibility.
Honestly, it was probably my fault.
Well, in many ways, yes, it was. But you've received a lot of these, and I'll give you a rare round of applause for taking it all in stride. Listen to how John is responding to this. Someone is clearly joking and says, I hear you have nude photos of children on your computer. And John goes, no, I don't. No, I don't might be the most insane reaction to that comment.
Might as well say I'm guilty.
Right. Why would you respond that way? Like, John, you've supposedly been in comedy. You're a man who wrote for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar roast, for God's sake.
He's
You
the
don't just
box.
You don't just write for the Pro Football Arm Wrestling Championship and not have a comedic muscle. It's so shocking to me that John. Let's hear this again. Listen to John read this comment and answer it seriously.
Seats hypocrisy PD internal affair. The boys and I over here at IA are going to need to discuss with you the pictures of Shuli's minor children.
Okay, pause right there. The boys here in internal affairs. Now I've got my comedic microscope out. I detect a joke here.
Maybe.
I don't think this man works in internal affairs.
Well, let me ask you this, Mike. The picture of this commenter is Farva from Super Troopers. So does that change your mind?
Oh, well, he was in law enforcement.
Yeah.
So then maybe it's real.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize Farva was involved in this. Well, then I would take this very seriously, John. I hope you answer literally.
You want cream?
Also, yeah, you do that.
This guy's accusing me of ordering a large Farva. And I have never.
I've never enjoyed a liter of cola.
I will not say shenanigans. Penis wrinkle.
A PC of Shitways kids. Someone text me a picture of his kid on my phone, but I don't have it. I deleted it, but it wasn't a naked picture. Don't try and pivot.
Whoa, John.
This is such a bizarre answer.
John, who inserted naked into this?
Just him.
Also, I don't think, like, if someone texts you a picture of nude children and you go, delete!
You just delete it and then start whistling and walking away.
I don't know how that works. I don't know all the ground rules of child pornography. Craig will fill us in later.
I don't either.
But I deleted it. So, Your Honor. But hold on. We are going to hear, by the way. Well, I do think Farva in internal affairs is, having a little. He's taking a piss, as the British say.
Yeah,
he's having a little fun with John. We will hear in a minute where John brags about having pictures of Shuli's children. That's what makes this even more wild.
So it's true.
Yeah, so it's all true. John will be in prison for... Hey, guys, new prediction, if you want to put this out there. By November 9th, John will be in prison for child pornography.
Shit. Come on, do it again, and I'll keep a straight face.
Okay, all right. I've been hearing, and we're going to get this news early November. I'm going to put November 9th on it. It's going to be early to mid-November. I've been hearing that Stuttering John Melendez will be arrested for child pornography. That You can take that to the bank. It's a fact, Jack. This stuff with Shuley, the pictures he's been getting of Shuley's kids goes way deeper than he has confessed to. So keep an eye out for that. I've been hearing things. I was right about the house, and I will be right about this. So you can take that to the bank, folks.
Now, I want everyone to clip.
Of course, I'm lying, just so everyone knows. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, put both cuts in that clip you send him.
Yeah, whatever. He'll just react to it.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't think John is going to be arrested for child pornography. I'm lying, but that's what's great about John is he will react to that seriously.
You know what I was thinking actually since the show last week too is if anyone's Googling this ISO story and you type ISO like CP or whatever, ISO typically on the internet means in search of, which is very funny for people's Google searches.
Yes, that's why Craig searched that. Oh, that's why Craig has been posting that on Reddit over and over again. Interesting.
It was a funny thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, just popped into your mind for no reason.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Try and say I'm involved in anything nefarious because I am not.
Yeah, guys, don't try and say, guys, listen here, listen closely. Don't try and say that John is guilty because Shuley's producer was downloading child pornography. I know it seems logical that John is involved, but don't try and say it. Asshole.
Kent Weed, you said you had pics of Shuley's children. That's you. No, I do not. I said somebody text me a picture and said something insulting about his kid. That's it.
Oh.
And that's it.
Well, that's it. I'm sure that's it, as he'll go on to explain.
I'm not saying who, because I don't know who it was. It was someone rando who I
just
bought.
Random, a totally random number sent you pictures of Shuley's child and made jokes with you. Just a totally random guy.
A random number he doesn't have sends a picture of a kid and he has a conversation with the person.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time.
Normal.
I'm like, oh, I see children in this photo. Who's trolling Shuley?
And deleted the fucking call, not the call, the text. And
Deleted the call. Oh, he corrects himself. He deleted the text. Yeah. Good. Now, when John is investigated for child porn, he doesn't have the text on his phone.
He was FaceTiming the children.
John, why are you deleting evidence for something you didn't do?
About me. This is what you guys try and do. I'm not the pedo here. Go through my computer. I dare you. Go ahead.
Computer. Did you catch that? I don't know why that made me laugh.
Well, he can't speak.
That's my computer.
This is what Opie and Anthony would do with Bobo.
Right.
Like this is when John says, oh, he was, third mic on the Howard Stern show or whatever he claims. Like John is much closer to a whack packer than he wants to realize, because this is what you would do with people who are mentally unwell on the radio in the 90s and early 2000s, where you would say, hey, John, I hear you were at fault for the death of Princess Diana. And John would go, no, I was not. That happened in England. I live in America. I've never even been to England.
I would never.
John, I heard actually you murdered Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. That's ridiculous. I don't even know those people. What incentive would I have to murder them?
I heard he parachuted. Yeah, I heard he parachuted out of Flight 93 before it crashed too. Yeah,
what's the latest scandal? Give me something recent that's in the news. You can just blame John for it.
The Afghanistan withdrawal.
That was John. And this one's not a joke. That was actually John. John said, make sure you leave all the tanks and shit there. And they did it. They were just following his orders.
The reason it wasn't John, though, for real, for that one, is there was just stacks and stacks of American currency that were left there.
Well, and his OCD wouldn't allow him to leave such a mess.
That's true.
You know?
Yes. I have to count all the money before I leave Afghanistan.
Yes.
I'm not the pedo here. Go through my computer. I dare you. Go ahead. Go ahead. FBI, take my computer. Go ahead.
FBI.
I have a feeling they would probably find something.
John, the man, he has a picture of Farva from Super Troopers and he said he was an internal affair. He's not the FBI. Why are you addressing the FBI? I was watching my boy OJ this morning, and he talks about this guy, Tony Chase, I think the name is. Whoever it is. Obnoxious John talks about this guy who sits on the internet all day and rants at the government and accuses the government of stealing his penis. That's what John is. He's a schizophrenic at this point.
Seriously.
Someone in the chat just said something, and John was like, "Oh, yeah, FBI, take my computer." Why are you dealing with this all so literally, John?
Yeah, the guy right before that said, does this look like spit to you? And then ate his sandwich.
It doesn't look like that's mayo.
Find anything nefarious. You won't. I don't have Shuli's underage kids, but you can look. Look at them. Give me.
Hold on, I got to see this person's profile picture. Anything funny there? Yeah, it's fucking, what's his face from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad he's weighing in on this very seriously.
These underage kids, but you can look. Look at them. Give me a fucking break. All pivot and deflection. Pivot about this stupid picture of his kid. I don't have any pictures of his fucking kids.
Flashback.
Oh, well, let's hear this. This should be interesting.
I was going to say, he also just said he did.
I wasn't expecting this. I didn't realize John may have incriminated himself in the past. I hope there's nothing here that makes him look foolish.
Do not, at any time, start showing pictures of my children that are goofing on them, and then continue to mock my child. This is your last warning. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Consider this your last warning.
Or what?
And I'm serious. I'm as serious as a fucking heart attack right now. I know your kids' names.
Oh, boy.
Okay? I have pictures.
Oh boy. Damn it.
Do that.
Oh, boy.
But I don't want to get that low. That's not me.
Well, we must be playing these in chronological order. Obviously, he got the pictures after.
Right.
After he said all these things.
Right.
Force me. Then I'm going to have to go to the bottom and go as low as you. Okay?
Oh, that would suck if you had to do that.
So dues payer. I know your kids' names. I have pictures.
Oh, good.
Never personal, right? Apparently it is.
Well, I am going to get people to try and fuck your kids. How's that for personal?
Respect.
That's what John's saying, essentially, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what reason would you release pictures of Shuli's kids? Like, what would be the reason?
He does a bunch of shit that I don't understand.
Well, I'm trying to think like John, and I assume the only reason would be that you want to put their image out there, their likeness, so people know what they look like, know their name, and potentially could abduct them.
Or harass them.
Yeah, like that's the only possible reason you could want Shuli's kids' information out there, right? So
yeah,
that's what you're soliciting, John. Now, here's where, and I have this, boy, do I struggle with this. I have an internal debate. I say, Mike, it's gotta be an act that John is putting on. But then there are other times where I say, no, I think he just forgets he says this shit. Like, I think he forgot that he threw that out there. But then in John's mind, how do we all know that he has the pictures? How would we know that? If it wasn't for him saying it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm on record saying a lot of things. Everything.
Okay. So someone commented, you're on record saying you have pics of Shuli's kids, which we just heard.
That would be a great Trump line, by the way. I say a lot of things. I do a lot of talking.
And do a lot of getting shot.
Well, let me hear that again. What does he say? I've been accused of saying a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm on record saying a lot.
On record.
Everything. Some things I say are not true.
They flashed on the screen. It says, "That's called lying, dummy."
Your Honor. Your Honor, of course I said I'm guilty. But you have to understand, sometimes I say untruths. I wish there was a word for it. But I say these things that aren't. I just can't. I don't have the proper language, the verbiage that's accurate for this. But sometimes I say something that wasn't. Your Honor, I don't know if there's a word for that or not, but hopefully in the transcripts it all makes sense.
Said I wasn't teaching, and when I was working at the Salvation Army, that wasn't true either. This was when Shitway was attacking my children that I once said that, but I didn't have anything. So fuck off.
It's crazy that he remembers exactly what this guy was talking about from that very vague sentence.
Well, maybe I'm wrong then when I say John forgets these things. You can't even. Here's the problem. Like, you can't even defend John if you want to.
No.
Like, I look for defenses of John, and then he goes and undercuts me every time. So it's just a waste of time. But here's what really pisses me off. Was they at the end of that Shuli clip?
Yeah.
Here's what really bothers me about guys like Kevin Brennan and Stuttering John are probably the worst offenders of this, is wanting to get people's channels taken down. Essentially rooting for the crazy way that YouTube behaves sometimes. Like, there are inexplicable things. Sometimes you can curse and sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can make certain jokes and other times you can't. Like, I said something earlier that when I said it, I thought this video will probably get demonetized by YouTube.
I think even possibly the Daylord's comment might get misheard.
Right. But we don't know that. It also might, here's the thing, is it might not. So YouTube acts in this willy-nilly fashion.
Well, to be fair, too, we're 30 minutes in roughly, and there's just been a heaping pile of pedophile jokes, so I imagine this one won't be monetized.
I can't imagine. This guy's super chat away. We're trying to hit the goal today.
That's right. They are super chatting.
Good.
Super chatting
But we are trying to hit the goal because we need to bail Aaron out of jail.
Yeah.
So make sure you fire away in that goal. Aaron can't make money, so we're doing it for him.
That's right.
But like, YouTube behaves in kind of an irrational way. I don't even necessarily blame them. They're figuring it out. Like, there are so many YouTube channels and so many videos going up every day that the idea that it's going to be a human being monitoring all of them is ridiculous. I understand that.
Yeah.
So, like, YouTube's figuring it out. And I don't think it'll be anytime soon where it's perfect. The problem is when content creators like John and Kevin root for people's channels to get taken down because they're the competition. That makes it much worse for creators, and they don't see the harm they're doing to their own channel. So this is John talking about Cardiff Electric, who, as we mentioned, Cardiff watched the Oscar-nominated film One Too Many, which we have watched before.
Yep.
A very fine work of homophobia is really what it amounted to, in my recollection. It was just calling people different variations of the F slur for 20 minutes.
I have examples.
Oh, let it fly. Go ahead. What can you hear in One Too Many?
Shut up, you faggot.
Oh, well, that's not. I don't care for that sort of language.
You fucking cocksucker, bone-smoking, faggot, homo piece of shit.
Okay. Which actor in John's movie was that?
He was playing himself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was Stuttering John himself. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yep.
I didn't realize.
Actually, I don't know if he was playing himself, but
He wasn't. But in a way, he was.
I think in a way he was.
Yeah. So Cardiff Electric watched that movie. YouTube. This is again what I'm talking about. Just completely wild. Like we could have played that and gotten, hey, knock it off. You know.
Right.
YouTube decided to nuke his channel's just gone. Cardiff Electric doesn't exist anymore. So we hear Stuttering John not only celebrating that, but taking credit for it, which, again, as a content creator, I think is wildly irresponsible.
Oh, definitely. I still think my idea that like all of us should watch that on Patreon or just in hidden somewhere should happen.
Maybe. Let's hear from John.
This is the Chad Zumock clip.
You can tell Craig hasn't watched this clip. He keeps referring to it as the Chad. Chad, they talk about Chad for 3 seconds.
Well, he starts the video.
I understand.
I'm saying that.
He's called it. You guys, count how many times he's called it the Chad Zumock clip.
At least 5 times.
All right, let's hear from Chad.
John, you don't want this heat, bitch. You got to.
Oh, I'm so scared, Chadley. What are you going to do to me? Come to my house? Do it. Just do it. Come on over, Chad. I'm ready for you now. I'm here. Come on, Chad. Let's have a little talk.
A lot of Chad
in training.
I gotta admit, it's a lot of Chad.
It's not the focal point of the clip. We're getting there.
Enough dealing with the Shuli network. You got enough dealing with the potato and everybody else. You don't.
Oh, no, the potato's gone. And I made sure of that.
Oh, and also, John.
Here's what's interesting. I made sure of that. Here's what's interesting. I didn't even realize this. I was watching, again, boy, OJ's getting a lot of shout outs on this show. I was watching my boy OJ this morning, and I didn't even realize this aspect is that the next day, I guess, John went on and was like, I never took credit for Cardiff Electric's channel again. I don't know what you're talking about. So keep that in mind. John says he had nothing to do with Cardiff. He said he didn't even know it happened. Now watch this with a fresh pair of eyes.
Oh, go ahead, Clay. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like the potato's banned now. Like he can't go on BW's show. He can't go on OJ.
Potato goes on another show. Guess who will be there to report him? Me.
Okay.
Me.
I'm not saying
this is where it just gets idiotic. Not only is it irresponsible, but it's moronic. I invited Cardiff on to promote wherever you can find him now. And I don't know if John actually scared Cardiff. This is just not true. John is under the belief that Cardiff can't go on other YouTube shows now. They refer to it as ban evasion.
Oh.
That's not true. He can't start a new channel and monetize it. He can go on a million. You're telling me if Cardiff Electric went on Rogan today, Joe Rogan's YouTube channel would get taken down?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Well, Joe, let's try it. Give Cardiff a call.
That would be the best episode ever.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
But it's ban evasion, and you will get.
Fuck if you agree.
I know.
Oh, go back a little bit. Watch this poor bastard, Clay Dabbler. I don't know what his motivation is to be friends with John. I assume he'll porn bomb him eventually. That's usually everyone's goal. It's just befriend him and eventually play a woman shitting or something. So I don't know if that's Clay Dabbler's angle, but he is smart in the sense that he knows in order to get on John's good side, you can't disagree with him even a little bit. So go back and hear how Big Pussy John reacts when he gets the slightest amount of pushback. Clay Dabbler is almost barely disagreeing with him. And listen to how the big baby reacts.
Oh, and also,
Yes,
John.
You don't.
Go ahead, Clay. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like the potato's banned now. Like he can't go on BW's show. He can't go on OJ.
Potato goes on another show. Guess who will be there to report him? Me. Me.
I'm not saying I agree totally with that, but it's ban evasion, and you will get.
Fuck if you agree.
I know.
Listen to how maniacal he sounds.
He's a psycho.
Like he literally puts on. Yes, he's psychotic. He puts on this act like he's this tiny little man filled with all this rage. And what it is that, like, John did a great job turning an opportunity as an intern on the Howard Stern show into something bigger. He had a legitimate role there on the Stern show. He parlayed that into the Tonight Show. And then he just wasn't able to do anything. Like, he reached his highest potential was being the announcer or writer or whatever the hell he was on the Tonight Show. That was his absolute pinnacle, the highest John could have gone in Hollywood. Unfortunately, that opportunity ended when John was in his late 40s. So now, for the last decade, he's just had nothing to do, and he'll continue to have nothing to do for his remaining days, except for argue on the internet. That's why, try as he might, every time he leaves, he comes crawling back for two reasons. One being that people throw pennies at him to read mean comments, or jokes, as I like to call them. And the other reason is just sheer boredom. Like, he's just completely bored. He has no family that talks to him. He has no real friends. He has no job, no real hobbies other than drinking, essentially. So he just does this. He yells on the internet, and he considers his friends to be Clay Dabbler and Rob Saul and Vegas beer sales Jerry and whoever the hell these other people are that are his, quote, friends.
Don't forget Farva.
It's amazing. Yes, and Farva, of course. It's amazing that John has a list of people that stabbed him in the back. You know, he'll rattle off this list: Benny Loco, lonely loony lady, hockey puck. I know all these names, unfortunately. Who was the first guy? Roy, his producer, whatever the guy's name. Royce, that was it. All these people stabbed John in the back. DG, the Quad Father. And yet John keeps going back to the well. He's the one. The reason I know these names is because John lists them off ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he keeps going back. It would be like if my arch enemies were in the Kirk Minahan Show studio. And every Monday and Wednesday I show up there thinking I'm going to have a good time.
I like everyone's commenting the people's names in our chat right now.
Yeah, exactly. They all know because John tells us over and over again, and yet he keeps showing up. It's like, John, at some point, it's your fault. Admit that you like this. Admit that you have nowhere else to go. Stop acting like there's some fight you're going to win eventually. Like, that's the real sad part, is John looks at this as a war that he is winning.
That's crazy.
I mean, first of all, he's certainly not winning if it is a war, but also it's people goofing around on the internet. The guy you're screaming about has a potato filter. And listen to the man that John is so angry about, that we're about to hear him seething. That man, I don't want to blow any secrets. I hope I'm not telling tales out of school. I believe rumors have started that man that John is so angry about, Cardiff Electric, was pretending to be a female potato to avoid ban evasion this morning. Again, rampant speculation on my part, but point being, that's who John is screaming about.
Right.
A guy who was on as the potato Julie this morning.
I get it. 100%.
You tried to just.
I get it. 100%.
Tried to disrupt my child's fucking graduation. I will report that motherfucker if he shows up anywhere, any fucking where.
He's good. You seem composed, John. That's good that you're making all these decisions and of such sound mind,
dude.
I know what he's referring to with the graduation thing.
No, but I know this is a Casey Day, Carl trope we've talked about last week. But I feel like
I can't see.
This is necessary. He is making the craziest face I've ever seen in my life during
Here's what's interesting. I'll tell you from a blind guy's perspective. I can hear his face.
Yes. Okay, good.
Where he's going, you don't understand. He's snarling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's insane.
He's a lunatic who, again, is talking about a man who's masquerading as a female potato, so you don't catch him as the real potato that he is.
He should just be mashed potatoes. No one will be coming.
It's totally different.
No, I get it. 100%.
You tried to just.
Oh, so that's what I was asking you. You don't know about this graduation thing.
No.
Cardiff, Cardiff is a bit of a wiseacre, yes?
Yes.
Cardiff a few months ago, graduation season,
Mhm.
John kept mentioning, again, no one should fuck with John's kids or interfere with his family. Has nothing to do with any of this shit. Like, leave him alone. But John keeps going on the internet and talking about when and where his child's graduation was and saying that his son is graduating, he's valedictorian, he's going to Harvard, all this great stuff. So John is essentially promoting
where they'll be.
When Rob Saul says, John, what are your dates? He's like, well, my kid is graduating in Los Angeles this weekend. So John's promoting this. Cardiff said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to broadcast from John's kid's graduation. You're laughing. Why are you laughing? As I like to ask.
It's a great popular question. Because he's clearly joking. I don't even have to hear him say it.
Why do you think he's joking?
Because it's kind of just what he does.
You don't think Cardiff was going to broadcast from John's son's high school graduation?
No, I don't.
Also, like, how would he? What do you think? He's going to set up a table?
In his
Cardiff, right this way.
In his in-person potato suit.
Yeah, so Cardiff said he was going to broadcast from John's son's graduation. And again, like we talked about earlier, John answered that literally and said, no, you're not. So John has been accusing, he's like, now I have carte blanche to do whatever I want to Cardiff. Because Cardiff was going to, again, didn't, and also wasn't going to, joked about it. Mm-hmm. But the reason you hear John snarling right there, he's like, "This, you don't understand the things I deal with." he's like when Walter White started to lose his mind. I realized when I did that voice,
or Batman.
It's all about me.
I liked it.
I was good at it. So John's like losing his mind over Cardiff joking. And you know what, John? If you want to say it wasn't a funny joke or like leave the kids at whatever, okay, great. Fine. It wasn't funny. It was a joke because it didn't happen that Cardiff was going to broadcast from your son's graduate. Also, let's say Cardiff did do that. What would happen? You know what I mean? Like, would they show up and arrest John's son? Like, what happens then?
I mean, he could be like, he could have probably spun that into something if he actually showed up, for sure.
I wouldn't like it. Here's the thing where I tried to defend John. Of course I wouldn't like that. I don't want people like my defense of John with the Kate Meany tapes is like, I'm sure if you taped all my fucking phone calls, you could find some that are embarrassing.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to do to someone. Of course. But John makes you not empathize with him at all because he tries to get the FBI involved and have people arrested.
Anyone that listens to KMS heard me and Dave get secret.
You and Dave, me and Clemmer, famously. That's what really made Kirk start to like Justin. Was Justin taped me and Clemmer, pontificating about what the Cheers podcast could be one day.
Right.
I'm like, they joke, but I think this thing could catch on. I didn't know I was being recorded. It's humiliating. What I can't do is call J. Edgar Hoover and say I've got an issue with this Justin Trudell. All right, let's hear him snarling and snorting.
Yeah, 100%.
Tried to disrupt my child's fucking graduation. I will
hold on. Tried to. That would imply he made an attempt and failed.
Was tackled by police.
Yeah, did that happen? Was he there, John? Do you have any evidence of that? All we know about your kid's graduation is that you weren't allowed in and had to put on a fake mustache and sneak in because they don't want anything to do with you.
Right, that's truly why he's mad.
Of course. This is all John being mad about his personal life, whether it's not having a relationship with his kids, losing his wife, not like he claimed he left his wife because you can't have pizza every day, which is a great way to talk about the mother of your children.
Oh, shit.
But he claimed he left his wife to, go sow his wild oats. Go fuck. Go spread his stuttering seed around Los Angeles. And now when you hear John's stories, they're tales of woe as far as romance goes. They're either made up or tales about horrible dates that he has. So John is frustrated that he's not getting the pussy that he used to get in the Stern days, I guess, that he has no career, and that he's been reduced to doing what we're doing. Like, John can list his credits all day and say how much longer his list on IMDb is than mine, but it's also never what I set out to do. I didn't set out to have a recording contract or be an actor or any of these things. So in terms of podcasting, me and John are actually equals, and you could argue that I'm above him. Certainly Carl and Shuley are above him. I would say Tukey and Cardiff are above John as far as just podcasting goes.
They shouldn't be punching down.
That's true. That's wrong of all those guys and me to be bullying this poor man.
Yeah.
But that's ultimately what it comes down to. It's that he has all these credits, and yet it means nothing in terms of podcasting. He thinks you're supposed to be able to show a resume and be like, but don't you see? And I don't know why he always uses this. Don't you understand? Gilbert Gottfried was in my music video. Which I don't know what that, I don't know why that's a credit, really.
It was a favor.
Yeah. But like, don't you understand? Gilbert Gottfried was in my music video. Therefore, I should automatically be a better podcaster than Lady K.
Right.
Or this blind fuck. Or the potato. Or the orange. I should be better than them because I have these credits. John thinks it works like a bank, you know?
Right.
Or getting a loan on a house. Like, John has a credit score. So he should be able to go to the bank and get a loan, no problem. The problem is, the bank doesn't give a fuck about your past performance. You've been in debt for the last 10 years. And that's all they're looking at.
If he shows up anywhere, any fucking where.
I understand that totally, John. I would probably
Clay Dabbler.
I would feel so much.
He's like, fuck, what am I doing here?
I know. I just tried to make a point that is pretty reasonable. I just tried to say don't get other YouTubers kicked off the internet, but whatever.
Anger.
Goddamn
I'll retract that. Because if my son who's 14 was doing that shit and trolls were fucking with my son, I would want to rip their fucking heads off.
This is where Clay Dabbler just knows, like, oh, I just have to say the things to get. Yes, if people were harassing your child on the internet, of course you should be mad at that.
This is for sure a porn bomb in the making.
I would think so, probably, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Clay Dabbler might be a little smart. I'm not sure what his end game is, but it's something. His name's Clay Dabbler. I don't think he's John's friend.
Don't fuck with people's fucking kids.
Yeah, well said, Clay. But yeah, that's my frustration with the guys like John and Kevin is like the rooting for people's channels to get taken down. And John, you say this all the time. You threaten like, hey, if I go away, none of these channels exist. But I would say, John, if we all go away, you have literally nothing to talk about. That is what you do. What are you going to do? Talk politics, John? No one's fucking interested in it. No one gives a shit. Even if you have the great Richard Ojeda on, no one cares if you're talking politics.
Right.
What the reason they tune into your show is to find clips for Lady K and the shitware, and to have you read the N-word in super chats. That's why people watch your show. All right.
Speaking of, we got quite a bit of those to get to.
Okay. Well, let's get caught up. I think I made my point with John.
Dominic, $5. I like Mike. Thumb up emoji. TYFNKYS goal.
I'm sure you just read some Nazi symbols or something.
Yep.
I don't know what that means, but
Probably. I probably did.
okay.
Chris Palmer,
Thanks.
$10. I wanted to ask the chat to start a rally, but in light of recent events, the word rally has a bad ring to it. Instead, I kindly request you all to donate to the goal.
Hey guys, let's start a rally. Ho-mo. Ho-mo.
Dominic, $2. Craigophile rally.
Yep.
Yep. Joe from Virginia, $2. Hashtag BMP for life. Congrats on 1,000 plus patrons. Keep it up.
Thank you, buddy. And I think that's one of the Havre de Grace 6.
That is. D-Band became a new member. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The Drip Lord Patrick Ford, $2.
Oh, wow. Star-studded chat today.
Morning Gearheads and Solophiles.
Solophiles.
Dang Lizard, €5. I'm sure this is gonna be fun for me. Because of ISO P Doe, we'll rename the Gregophiles in the innocent name of Craig Babies. Craig Babies, get your pipes ready to salute.
How do you feel about that, Craig Babies?
I don't like that at all, actually.
What?
It sounds...
All your Craig Babies are supporting you. I like that.
I hate it. Carol Dillon, €5. His behavior over the last 14 days has been disgusting. He said on Twitter that he didn't get Cardiff struck, but literally admits to it on his stream.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what John wants is to take all the credit and none of the blame. He wants to get the accolades from people who say, hey, that son of a bitch had to be taken care of. I wonder who did it. Oh, well, it was me, of course, your hero, the Duke of the Dabbleverse.
That's right.
But then when people point out, like, hey, John, that's actually a pretty shitty thing to do, when people make points that get through to him,
yep,
he's like, well, you don't understand. I didn't do it. And both of those, of course, could be true.
That's right.
Of course, John, of course you could have both done it and not done it. That makes perfect sense.
Dennis in East Boston, $5. You, Justin, and Cully on KMS. Craig back-to-back Blind Mike Project shows, and Mutt is an absolute moron. All is right in the world of two great shows again.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, I want to talk about Mutt, but I just figured there was no KMS Friday, so I assume it'll be talked about when I'm in on Tuesday.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, the whole unnamed show, as it did everyone who watched, it gripped me. It frustrated me as a guy who both likes Mutt and like as a guy who has regrets about like I was lazy in my internship. I got complacent, and Portnoy said something that really spoke to me with the Brandon Walker thing.
Yes,
where it's like I got to a point where I was like I was hired as a joke. Why would I do any work? You know,
right?
Like I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. And the Brandon Walker speech that he gave, I was like, oh wow, like that got my juices flowing. I was like, all right, here's where Mutt's gonna leap at the opportunity.
That was the Brady to Robert Kraft speech.
Yes, yeah, the best decision this organization ever made.
Right.
And Mutt was just like, nah, no thanks. And that's what was frustrating. Like, I think Mutt thinks everyone's like shitting on him. It's like people that are rooting for him.
It hurt my soul so much.
It was tough, but that, I mean, Kirk warned us, you know. So
he called that to the T.
Yeah, he really did.
Carl's Frosted Tips, $2. Aaron is worried about his hole, not the goal. CWO.
Yeah, well, it's all inclusive now. It's all one. We'll get to the goal in a moment.
Samantha, 10 somethings. I don't know what that is. In terms of internet lol cows, Aaron is a supernova. It will be a while till we get another lick of something even remotely as prolific as the slow burning, fascinating dismay of the toe. God bless.
I didn't realize we were going to spend that long on John because we have a lot of Aaron to get through.
You have a ton of Aaron.
God damn it. All right.
Radish, €1, I think, sent a super sticker.
Thank you, buddy.
Carl's Frosted Tips. John is a crunt. No family or friend. It's sad.
Yeah, that's John. If you don't know, that's John's word. Apparently thinks you can't say cunt. So he says crunt. And then no harm, no foul.
It's probably actually right. We got hit for that 2 hours into a show the other day.
That's true. Well, he's not doing it for YouTube. He's doing it so no one can call him sexist. Yeah.
Chico's bail bonds, $2. This is not me. Why isn't it Blind Mike and Craig show? # selfish.
Wow. Well, as you know, if you're an original Blind Mike Project listener, Craig invented the Blind Mike Project.
I did.
That's how he was brought on stage.
I'll see if I can find that. I might still have that.
the what was it? The creator of the Blind Mike Project.
Yep.
Chris Acone.
Chris Acone. I
Those
might
are good times.
I might have that somewhere.
That's okay.
Box Eating Dad, $2. Ask Craig about the picture of my member he has.
Do you have that?
I do.
And how old is he?
He is 27,
Okay.
I
Just
think.
making sure.
Yeah. Matt and I were at a wedding over the weekend, and I sent a picture to the VGS.
Of your
chat.
penis?
No, just us in suits. And his response was a picture of him pissing into a toilet, but didn't crop it correctly.
Oh, boy.
It was very funny.
Now, when you get arrested, you can say, I deleted it right away.
I didn't delete it. He was of age.
Okay. Very progressive over there at verygoodshow.org.
That's right. CJ Specs, $2. What a buffoon. The school board cast it anyways.
I don't know what that's in reference to.
Did they live stream Stuttering John's kids?
Oh, that's the other thing I was gonna say. I don't know that to be true, but I was like, it's probably broadcast like on the internet or something.
Probably. Since COVID, they do that with everything.
Right. Yeah. That was the other point I was gonna make. But yes, good point, CJ.
Tickle Me Tukey, $2. Password is ... OJ sent me.
Well, thank you, OJ. I appreciate that.
2 more. Dawn Fried Chicken, $5. Hey Craig, thanks for
Go ahead.
Hey Craig, thanks for babysitting my daughter, but what's with all the bruises
You care to address that?
on her neck? She said you guys were wrestling.
Go ahead. Answer the man.
I've never babysat.
Never babysat.
Never babysat.
That sounds suspicious. He just concocted this story, this guy?
He just made that up.
I don't believe it.
Dang Lizard, €5. Last one. I'm not in danger, Clay. I am the danger.
I am the one who knocks.
A guy opens his browser and gets doxxed, and you think of me. No, I am the one who doxes.
Oh, that's very funny. John's live streaming him trying to catch a fly.
Yeah. It's in here somewhere.
We'll ruin the entire batch. All right. Well, guys, thank you for all the super chats, but you're going to need to keep those coming because we have a bail fund to pay for, baby.
Yes, we do.
We got to get Aaron out of jail. From what I have read, I don't know if this is true. Allegedly, and guys in the chat, we may actually need you on this one. If you have any further explanation that I have not found, but as of this morning, the last I saw is that Aaron is not necessarily under arrest, but he is on the lam. People have indicated that he is hiding in a cabin in the woods because of revenge porn. Now, this has come up before where people talk about Aaron sending Gino Bisconti as well. I don't know if there are other people or if it's just Gino, but I guess he sent Gino nudes of Kayla Ricada without Kayla's consent. Now, I guess, at least my understanding as far as this goes, is that qualifies as revenge porn. Do I have that right so far?
You have that right so far.
Now, the reason I know this
Yep.
is because Aaron did it live on his show. This is the problem with Aaron. We talk about John and how ridiculous it is that he invokes the FBI and the LAPD and lawyers and lawsuits and all this shit. It seems insane. But if you look at Aaron's real life, it is constant legal battles because of podcasting, which is crazy to me that he has had this many issues with the law because he's running his mouth on his podcast. So let's start with Johnny Crutches finding out the news of what happened to Aaron. And this is very funny. Again, it's funny when you live in this world where like you have to answer everything very seriously because listen to Johnny discover what was happening.
John, there's a warrant out.
Go ahead.
Sam V, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And you know why I don't believe that? Because I don't.
This is what's weird to me. It's the world they live in is strange. Because again, if Casey Day was here and he read a chat like I heard Craig's not here today because he's under arrest for all of the what he did to that guy's daughter while he was babysitting. I wouldn't. I never in a million years would think to respond to that. I don't believe you. Prove it to me. I doubt that that's true. Like, that to me is a ridiculous world to live in, to answer these things seriously. But that's what Aaron has caused, where Johnny can't have fun with that because he actually knows it might be true. That's what's so weird.
That's why he went silent.
He doesn't. He like if you see a chat, like we got it. Carl read a chat on WATS a couple months ago when April got arrested. He goes, "Oh, this person says April got arrested." We had a good laugh, you know. But then more people kept saying, "We're like, oh, holy shit!" But the instinct to go, no, actually, I don't think that's true. It's like either they're fucking with you or it is true. Those are the options. It's not a debate you're having with this person.
Right.
Support that because I don't believe it's real. If it's real, plenty of people. Wait, what?
Uh-oh, it seems plenty of people are chiming in.
It seems that plenty of people. I don't know exactly.
If that was real, I'd have, I don't know, 40, 50. Oh, wait a second.
Fuck.
Where's Mikey's thing? Let's go back. Let's see.
What's this?
Oh, shit.
Piles of documents proving everything they're saying.
Plenty of people aren't lying.
Oh, that's weird. I only have 30 people in the chat, and they didn't all get together to make up the same lie.
It's on Stearns County's website. Oh, damn.
Yeah, so that was Johnny finding out. Now, I don't know what happens, but something interesting. Me and Carl talked about this because news broke right as WATS was starting the other night.
And you guys didn't believe it, right?
Of course not. No. We said, prove it, asshole. we like to yell at the chat.
Right.
It's very confrontational.
Right.
But Carl pointed out, like, I don't think Aaron would get, I think the maximum sentence was like 3 years or something like that. Aaron probably wouldn't get that. But as we talked about recently, he is, even just getting arrested or having a warrant out for his arrest, he is violating the probation he's on for talking about his ex-wife. So there has not been a steel toe show that I saw. It was Rumble Friday, so maybe I just missed it. But it seems there was no steel toe, which I predicted. Carl thought he was going to go live on Friday. I was like, he can't be that dumb. And unfortunately, he was not that dumb. I was rooting for it, but he is this dumb, however. This is a night or two before this news broke that there was a warrant out for Aaron's arrest. This is him talking about his ex-wife, April's arrest. This is what an unbelievable asshole this guy is. Now, here's what's interesting about these clips we're about to see. And again, I don't know if this is Real Media Player on YouTube that provided me these clips, but he has provided me many in the past. Real Media Player is a great channel. Go subscribe to him. Real Media Player on YouTube. He's a great man, a great American, and a great clipper of steel toe. This might also be My Lost Interest or Doom or Stalin 19. I say go follow all of them because it makes it easier. Then you don't have to watch Aaron's 4-hour show. Like, we do have some gold clips that I'll be getting to.
Yeah,
I had to skim through 4 hours of that horse shit for these clips.
I did just double check.
Yeah.
I'm on the Steel Toe Morning Show Rumble page right now, and the last broadcast was Thursday.
Damn.
So he's actually.
This is bad news for the goal.
Yep. And as DJ Electra just put in the chat, youtube.com/@RealMediaPlayer.
Real Media Player is where you want to go for clips. Again, Doom is also good. My Lost Interest, Stalin 19. Sometimes I forget where I find these clips. They just pop up on my YouTube, and I am blind. Cut me a little slack, you know?
That's why I always describe things, you know?
But Real Media Player is the cream of the crop. So stop yelling at me, Real Media Player. I'm a fan of yours, and I appreciate what you do. I do like the comment I'm referring. The only reason I'm talking about it that way is because it's funny. The Real Media Player guy was like, "Hey, Mike, if you wouldn't mind shouting out my channel, like it takes a lot of work. I'm a small channel trying to grow." And then people, I don't know if they're just like gassing him up or they really believe this. the comments in response to that were like, I notice Mike gives credit to other channels and not yours. Like, what are you, insane?
That's exactly what they're
Do you
doing.
think I've conspired with Doom to take down Real Media Player?
Mike's fighting big comments.
So go subscribe to all of them. I appreciate all of them. But this is something, one of these channels, I think my lost interest. If not, I'm sorry to whoever it was.
That was the John clips.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you. My lost interest for that. Who knows who this is? There's no way to find out. I've given him enough shout outs. So Aaron was talking about April's arrest. Now, the reason I found this clip interesting, I found this clip before Aaron, there was a warrant out for his arrest. What's interesting to me now is to look at the hypocrisy. But just before I knew any of that, what fascinated me about it was what a just complete asshole he is and how unlikable he manages to be, which is impressive for a guy, trying to be a morning radio show host.
I usually hate your song talking, but you deserve this victory lap. Hey, let me clarify something.
It is my lost interest.
Do not see any of this as a victory. I see this as, do I see it as a little bit of a victory?
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, you cheeky boy. Do you?
I feel like
do you see it as a victory, Aaron?
Yikes.
Certainly, Aaron, rooting for this. There was no karma involved in this all happening to you. You weren't behaving in such a way where you were throwing caution to the wind because you felt like you were winning over April and the Ricadas, that you just behaved however the fuck you wanted. I'm sure that didn't lead to you getting in all the disastrous mess that you're in now. But it's good. You should be taking a victory lap because a woman you chose to spend your life with, who you brought over to a drug den. Here's the big victory that Aaron is celebrating here. Aaron and his wife went to a home where there was swinging and drugs, and they both participated in those. They did coke and Molly by Aaron's admission. They wife swapped. Aaron's big victory is that he stopped doing that slightly earlier than they did.
Well, you missed the Gatorade bath. It was a victory.
It was a big win. Yeah. They did their hot tub streams and all the really cool stuff that they did. And Aaron stopped in February. And that's why he's winning.
I don't know. I feel like that's
tough,
the ugly part of me going for a ride.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really, there are two Aarons, man, There's Aaron by day, who's just a great humanitarian, and I walk through life and I quote the Bible and I impart wisdom on my children and you fine listeners. But then at night, I'm a bad boy who chants gay slurs and roots for the demise of April Imhold.
And here's lawyer Aaron. This is truly disgusting, dude.
But yeah, this is first of all where Aaron doesn't understand the law, I don't think. But also, what it's crazy that this happened, and then a day later there's a warrant out for his arrest.
She's only being charged with the drugs that were found immediately on top of her credit cards, which
Exactly. Those are her possessions. She possesses it. The cocaine that's on top of her credit cards, also her possession. If my hand is out and you put a cherry in my hand, by the way, me being fucking shit-faced and trying to tell you guys legal shit should be the funniest thing you got. I hope everybody watches this and goes, what a goddamn retard. But
we will.
If my hand is
Don't worry, Aaron.
And you put a cherry,
we got it.
Cherry in it. Just because that cherry isn't part of my body doesn't mean I'm not possessing it. She had coke.
What a terrible analogy.
You don't think the cherry analogy is good?
The cherry isn't part of his body. Doesn't mean he's not possessing it.
I don't know why he didn't just say, if I had cocaine in my hand,
Yeah, are cherries illegal?
I don't know.
I don't understand. The analogy was already there. The coke was on her credit cards. Which, by the way, I assume any lawyer actually could argue that just because April was in the house and things got on her possession, like on her credit cards or whatever, that probably means she was cutting up cocaine. But I'm sure a lawyer could argue, like, she's in this house. Things got on her stuff. It doesn't mean she was in possession of the coke. That's probably what her lawyer is trying to argue. I don't know if any judge would tolerate that. I don't know how much of a legal leg that is to stand on. But the point is, it has nothing to do with cherries being in your hand.
It's all fake. This is just sad.
Yeah, well, this is, and again, I titled these before I even knew Aaron was going to get arrested.
Yeah, that's true.
This is just sad on a fundamental level.
You guys can see April is blinking like a motherfucker. Now I know what people are talking about. She was a blinky motherfucker.
Oh, really, Aaron? That's so weird. Like when people would make fun of your wife and you would say that's not true. I don't know. Now that you hate her, you agree with them?
That's wild.
Oh, that's so weird, man. It's interesting. It makes you wonder if all the people that shit on you, Aaron, are also right. That's kind of what that would imply, right?
Imagine dating this guy after this.
Oh, I don't know if it's this set of clips or not, but there is something where he's yelling to SP, which stands for slam piece.
Oh.
He's yelling to her in the other room, and you can hear her respond. It's only a matter of time before she's on the show with him in April.
Oh, yeah. A new co-host, yeah.
Yeah. Co-host, did you say?
I think I did by accident.
It's Coleman's new
co-host.
The co-host. Yeah, so what you're watching here is Aaron saying, like, hey, commenters, man, I was under her spell, but you were right all along. Well, Aaron, then I would ask, doesn't that mean they're also right about you? And the e-begging that you do, and all the hypocritical shit that you say, and all the stuff they call you out for? Like, if they were right about April, why is it impossible that they'd be right about you? Because they're saying all the same shit about you, you understand?
Today's purposes, I'm denying the motion without prejudice.
Oh. Yeah, she's breathing.
Well, no shit.
She's hiding the panic well, but it's right there.
She's doing the basic function of life. Oh, look at this whore drinking water.
She's breathing.
Eating the proper amount of nourishment you need in a day. And then the gall of this fucking floozy to breathe. Aaron, I think you're grasping at straw. I've seen grasping at straws.
Yeah.
But never to the degree of accusing someone of breathing.
I don't think I've seen her blink once yet in this video either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, she's just jonesing too, though, this bitch. This filthy fucking pig.
My eyes are dry, but I'll never cave.
By the way, what April is guilty of is being in a house with people, being in a drug den, essentially, where there were 5 children, there were weapons. I don't know if they were all properly registered and everything, but these are the accusations being thrown at April, that essentially she was complicit in it because she was there. You know who else was there? I don't know, a month or 2 earlier? Was Aaron Imholt.
Yes, he was.
He just didn't happen to be there the day they banged down the door. So I don't get why he's taking this victory lap. Like Craig wasn't addressed by name in a lot of the Pizzagate allegations, but he's smart enough not to laugh at them. You know, he was part of it.
No, I don't think
you
so.
You don't hear Craig saying Hillary Clinton and all these people, you know?
Sure you do.
Epstein's Island. Craig keeps his fucking mouth shut. You know?
Gotta have my boys back, you know?
That's right.
She's hiding the panic well, but it's right there underneath the surface.
Oh man, you're so perceptive, Aaron. You think the girl that is on trial is slightly nervous?
How long were these two together for? Do you know?
I don't know. 4 or 5 years?
That's wild.
I'm guessing. I don't know the answer to that, but
you marry someone and then you're gonna do this, that's fucking crazy.
That's crazy. Well, it's also crazy. They got divorced 4 months ago?
Yeah.
So it's it wasn't that long ago that you loved this person.
Right.
You know, I understand things transpired. I get why you'd hate her. You're watching video of her. And by the way, April is not like a career criminal to my knowledge. She's gotten, hooked on fucking coke, it seems. And now she's paying the penalty for that. She's 29 years old, 30 years old, whatever she is. Like, this could ruin her life. And Aaron's big takeaway is, look at her. She's nervous. Yeah, no shit. Aaron, I've got a little news for you. I think when you are on trial for the revenge porn, there might be a few butterflies in your tummy. You might be a little nervous. That's what's really gross and has you actually rooting for, like, I don't want anyone to go to fucking prison that shouldn't be there, It's a waste of everyone's time and money and efforts. If Aaron doesn't belong in prison, I hope he doesn't. But then you see this and you kind of root for him to go to jail. Because he's like, look at her. Look at this. Look at this filthy pig. She's nervous. Yeah. I would think that'd be true of anybody in that situation.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I just could not imagine doing this to anyone.
She's nervous. Yes. I'm very perceptive. Look at what I, Aaron Imholt, have diagnosed. The woman on the stand is nervous.
It's pretty genius, you ask me.
Yes. Almost like she thinks she might go to jail.
He is a drunk retard, as he wanted us to call him.
Yeah, that's fair. Aaron, you got what you wanted. You're a drunk retard.
That's sad to see someone.
Hey, you seem broken up about it.
On the run.
Yeah, I knew somebody else,
Oh, man, that's so deep.
That is deep.
Aaron, I'll tell you exactly who you knew. That is someone who was in a drug den doing coke and swinging with another couple.
While kids watch.
Yeah, while kids are downstairs getting coke in their hair, as Aaron would say. Aaron, the reason I know all this is because Aaron told us and he was there.
Right.
I do not understand. Aaron, the victory lap that you're taking is that the police didn't knock down the door on a day you were present, which they easily could have.
Oh, yeah.
And to see them in this position, you're like,
this is very funny knowing he's going to
It's a weird spot for me to be in because I'm having this feeling right now as I see this where I'm like, I know there was a time in my life where I would have done anything to help her.
Oh, man, and that time's over.
I'm going to smear the shit out of her now.
Oh, man. You know what? That's probably what she's thinking when you see her breathing there in court. When you see that tell that she's nervous, that she's breathing. That's probably her thinking, I just wish Aaron would save me. But it's too late, bitch. He ain't coming to save you.
I see her now and I feel no need to help.
Oh, that's crazy, Aaron.
I mean,
why aren't you helping her?
You should. You should help her, Aaron.
No, he should. Like, there's no need for him to help her, but he also doesn't need to tell us that. No one was thinking, like, why isn't Aaron helping her? I don't know. It's not his business. But Aaron, I got to say, I don't think April's going to help you in this revenge porn situation either.
She might actually come out and be like, he did that to me too.
Yeah. Sorry, Aaron.
I wish I could help.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame I can't help you. I guess, I don't know. Do you reap what you sow? Does that mean anything to you, Aaron?
I can only imagine that his court case will be streamed semi like he's doing by a lot of people.
This feels like one of these guys, whatever channel this is, Doom or My Lost Interest or Stalin 19, who are all inspired by my friend, Real Media Player, at Real Media Player on YouTube. It's one of these channels. And I would have thought they would have to go way back into the archives. Like, they would have to find something from 3-4 years ago to be like, hey, look at this. Aaron, this is funny. Aaron's rooting for this person to go to jail. And what do you know? Years later, he ends up going to jail. No. This is from the night before there was a warrant for his arrest.
It's very funny how that works out.
It's crazy.
This is.
It does say, it goes back to Carl when this all started, said, like, I think it's a work. Like, April and Aaron are trying to get attention. So they're making a lot of this stuff up. When you look at their situation, it feels scripted. Like this all happens. Like Aaron found out that April and Nick were getting arrested on Kevin Brennan's show. He does this rant in the night. Like it all feels fake, even though we know it's not.
Right.
Sorry, what's the next one?
Scrimpin?
Oh, this is just humiliating. He's just copying Patrick Melton, I guess.
Why not?
Who's his arch nemesis?
Successful.
Yeah, give it a whirl, Aaron.
Works for me. I'm not sure if my client is that a good date. April?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, what a fucking slut. What a pig slut. Did you hear that, Craig?
She said, yes, Your Honor.
She said, yeah. They asked her a direct question, and she said, yes. And then the gall, the unmitigated gall of this bitch to add Your Honor on there.
Respectful, unlike Aaron.
Oh, what a floozy whore slut. How dare she? I hope Aaron crucifies her for that.
Both can be true. Both can be true.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, she's putting on a good face. Ooh, she's scrimping. Copyright Patrick Melton. Is that what that means? Hey, is that what scrimping is? Is that what scrimping is? Is that the face that scrimping is? Ooh, she's scrimping.
Who are you getting in this area? Is it making fun of? I guess that's something Patrick Melton says. Scrimping.
That was,
I don't know if he performs it in this douchey manner or not, but
I believe that was him also talking to Slam Piece.
You're correct. Yeah, she's in the other room.
That is, I would be so uncomfortable if I was Slam Piece.
Really? You think? Like, oh, if anything bad ever happens to me, this is the victory lap you would take?
Yeah. Also, just why would we watch this? Can you do this when I'm not here? Do it at your night show.
Well, that's a good point too. Yeah, do this when I'm not here. But like, if I found a video of the skirt, my lovely lady, if I found a video of her taunting an ex-boyfriend like this, I would be like, oh God.
I didn't know that was in there.
What did this guy do to you? Did he beat the shit out of you? What? Why are you doing this?
You only said mean things?
Yeah, I don't understand. And now listen, I understand there's plenty of reason for Aaron to be have a lot of anger and resentment towards April, but the way he's carrying it out is quite gross.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's hear him scrimping.
This is the last of this section.
Oh, his scrimping is done.
Yeah.
But like, he's like, oh, I assume scrimping means nervous.
I think it was the face she was making.
Yeah. So when she was asked one question and said, yes, Your Honor. Oh my God. How embarrassing for her, huh? I don't even like it being on this. If we could edit that out later, I don't even like that it's on this channel because it was so humiliating for everyone.
Real quick, Rel's Wrinkle just gifted 10 Blind Mike Project memberships.
Well, thank you, buddy. That's very nice of you.
Thank you, sir.
And what you can do with those memberships is you get early access to Why You Laughing. So right now, the next 4 episodes that come out are Bill Cosby, The Downfall of Howard Stern, The History of Opie and Anthony, and Norm Macdonald's Ridiculous. You can go watch all those early, as well as a couple bonus episodes that we've done over the summer. So check all those out if you're a new member.
Get all these new members in the chat now. Lovely.
Oh, thank you, guys.
But this is the last of the court clips here.
Oh, man. You know what? I hope he takes the high road finally here.
I think he will.
Good.
Your Honor, I believe the allegations are very scant in this case, to the point that it would be inappropriate to have conditions of release on her. She's here on a summons. I don't know why we need to impose bail or conditions.
Because she had cocaine on her cards with a bunch of coke heads, and she was one. And
Aaron, if I may, a bunch of coke heads. Let me think about this. Nick Rekieta, Kayla Rekieta, they got arrested. 2 doesn't feel like a bunch. I think in order for it to be a bunch, I'd like to throw another name in there. Just a shame no one else was with them at any point doing coke. God damn. 3 people. Well, 3 is a crowd, they say. So maybe it was just 3. I feel like in order for there to be swinging, there would have had to be a 4th at some point. Aaron, do you know anyone that might have been in this house with them? Maybe a couple weeks earlier.
You buy a bunch of bananas and there's always 2.
Yeah. This is a good, healthy bunch. Aaron, you were there, you jackass. You were doing all these things. Now, you stopped, so I guess that makes you a hero.
He started it, didn't he?
I assume so. I don't know. I don't know what happened. And my thing is like, except for it being against the law, you're allowed to do coke, and you're certainly allowed to fuck each other's wives as long as it's all consensual. Go to town, baby. Have fun. What you can't do is then shake your head and go, my God, these heathens. Oh, look at these sinners. Well, they're all paying the price for the crimes that they and only they have committed. Now, meanwhile, Aaron, not April, Aaron brought his children over there.
That's right.
But, it's all April's fault, I guess.
And she was one. And yeah, that's why. Because the other 2 are charged with second-degree fucking possession of an ounce of coke.
Yeah, because you happen to leave.
I don't want her to do cocaine while she's awaiting an omnibussing for coke.
You are to be booked on this charge, and you'll need to make a
This has nothing to do with anything. Omnibussing sounds like a word that Chip Chipperson made up. Am I wrong about that?
That's right.
It sounds like something he's mispronouncing.
Omnibussing on your back.
into the courthouse in Candy County and Wilmer any business day from the hours of 9 to noon or 1 to 4. And that's just for pictures and fingerprints.
Oh, pictures. I'll dress up nice. I'll wear a dress. I'll do glamour shots.
Oh, boy.
Aaron, we played a video last week of you bragging about how nice you were dressed in court.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You tremendous horse's ass. This is one where you don't need foresight to not be hypocritical. You just need hindsight. It was a week ago. You were talking about those beautiful, beautiful shoes you were wearing.
Beautiful.
Oh, and that fresh blue suit. And even the haters were saying, my God, he might be the bad boy of podcasting, but does he dress good?
I was gonna say tasty.
That man is scrumptious. Even the haters were saying that. Remember, Aaron? And now you're shitting on her for dressing nice, I guess?
Yeah, why not?
Boy, what a bitch she is. Was that it for his...
That was it for the court.
Yeah. Well, guys, do you want to hit a goal or not?
One in the chat if you want to hit some goals.
I say, guys, let's hit a goal. What do you say?
Oh, yeah.
Super chats, Venmo, Rumble rants, gifted memberships, PayPal, Streamlabs. You know the deal. So I sent you these clips on Tuesday, I believe.
Something like that.
And then I said to myself when I was done timestamping them, I said, God damn it. I know what's going to happen. I'm going on WATP this week. Carl is probably going to have these clips. And then sure enough, that son of a bitch started playing them. And then as he was playing them, I thought, oh, I think Aaron did this more than once this week. Which is nuts to me. That this happened on multiple occasions with this cocksucker. Now, it's possible it happened earlier in the same show that I don't know, but these are not the same clips that I reacted to with Carl. At least we'll see. I'll call it out if I'm wrong, but I don't believe these are the same clips. So this is how bad Aaron's begging has gotten. If you heard me on WATP, these are different clips.
How's KNSI doing? KNSI was down 0.3. They need some help. They went from a 3.2 to a 3.7 to a 2.6 to a 2.3.
He's talking about radio ratings. So what's happening is Aaron is looking for a job in radio. It reminds me of like what we were talking about with Mutt. I don't understand these radio guys that still think radio is relevant. Like what Aaron has, love Aaron, hate him, whatever. What Aaron has right now, I believe, is more valuable than a AM morning radio show in St. Cloud, Minnesota. Like, I just think it is. I think you reach more people accidentally on YouTube than on an AM radio station. But you hear Aaron trying to get a radio job, I think because things in the super chat world may be drying up.
Need a little help, that's all. Anyone who needs a little help, come holla at your boy.
But Aaron, I thought you were killing it. I've heard you say that a lot. How you're killing it. How, oh my God, these haters, they don't have anything to talk about because you are winning every day. Another win for the toe.
Things are good at the toe.
So why would you want a job in radio if things were so good? You said any radio station can hit you up? Anyone. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how successful, how many people listen. Who cares? Any radio station, holla at your boy, as you say.
He doesn't have anything that pop up on a background check right now.
No, certainly not. Yeah, I'm sure a family radio station would love to hire this guy.
Here to serve. That's all. All right, so nothing too exciting on the radio ratings front. Everything just kind of sitting there.
That's shocking. The radio ratings in St. Cloud, Minnesota aren't exciting. It's not a fervent battle.
Everything just kind of sitting there. 170 away from today's goal. Go, 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 go. We can't lose today. We just lost on Thursday. We take too many of these L's. Ooh, I don't even want to talk about it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Venmo. Let's get in there and get very, very generous and help this program not fail today. Remember, no matter how good the show is, if that goal isn't hit, we failed. All right, let's go to Japanese and R-wording dolphins.
No matter how good the show is, we failed. Now, am I crazy? What's making me question it is I remember that we were 170 away from the goal on WATP. I like to think we're always like, it's Aaron's show, but we're all 170 away from the goal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So on WATP, we were 170 away from the goal. So I'm like, am I wrong here? Are these two different shows? Because these are different clips, at least, that we're playing, where Aaron is like, guys, we're in dire straits.
I feel like it's always 170.
There's a couple numbers that we hit, almost like Aaron kind of gets the same amount of donations every day.
Yeah, it's 170, then 130.
It's crazy that it's the same every day, and yet it's always a fight to the finish.
That's right.
All right, so let's hear more. Maybe it'll jog my memory. But guys, let me know if you caught me on WATP. These are different clips, which is nuts to me.
Guys, still 170 away from today. Believe you me, I've got one eye on that, one eye on the clock, and trying to do some content. So if you want to throw us some money, half hour, we got to get this 170 knocked out. We can't lose twice in a 1 week period. That's pretty much shoots us in the ass for the month. And
he said this is where maybe I just listen to too many things where I'm getting confused. But he also said this on the other where he's like, guys, this ruins our month. You are ruining August for me by not donating $170 today. Which also, I don't understand. I don't know the books over there at Steel Toe.
Mm-hmm.
So if he doesn't get this 170 today, why is his month ruined? Like, what happens?
His kids don't eat. He doesn't pay rent.
Oh, okay. Well, that is pretty bad, I guess.
all things like order.
I think. I don't know.
I didn't realize.
Merch and shit like that. Got to take that out of our W's. And if we don't have W's, what are you going to do? So,
guys, the alphabet is only going to be 25 letters. We're all out of W's. Oh, no, Aaron. Don't do that to us.
Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, etc. Everybody jump in and get this knocked out. Let's get it to a manageable number, boys and girls. 170, it still is. Let's continue to run through
I like
these.
that when it's 170, that's an unmanageable number. Like Aaron's hair is a mess. He's unshaven at 170. Yeah. And then now when it gets down to like $85, he cleans himself up. He's like, ooh, this is nicer. This is cleaner air we're breathing now.
Oh, we have another controversial police shooting.
Oh, good. That's how he incentivizes you. He's like, guys, do you want to get to the next topic? Well, then you should donate. I like to think that people that are watching this program probably know the topics they enjoy hearing me talk about, so they'll tune in for those. And maybe on occasion, they'll say, I like Mike. I'll stick around for him talking about Doug Stanhope or Marc Maron or any of these other topics. I don't need to threaten you and be like, well, guys, seems like no one wants to hear about Marc Maron. Seems like no one really gives a fuck about Marc Maron because you pricks aren't donating.
That's true. No one seems to want to get there.
If you cared that much, you'd go watch the Tiger Belly clips I'm going to play.
You guys, we got to hit 170 goal by the end of these clips or else we don't get Marc Maron.
You figure it out. Fucking Aaron goes, police shooting. You guys want to donate now?
Want to see someone die? Huh?
There's a police shoot. You definitely couldn't just find it on TikTok. You got to watch me play it.
Let's go ahead and check out this Oklahoma City police shooting.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
See if there's
Sounds
any
like fun.
cops just being terrible, terrible people. And while we're doing that, guys, throw in 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks. Let's get this thing knocked out. I'm shameless. We need money to keep this show on the air, and those goals need to be hit. We ask for the bare minimum to keep us on the air.
Bare minimum. Bare minimum would be $0.
That's right. Or like 3 cents.
A lot of people do YouTube shows and make $0.
It's true.
Is our boy, I like that kid Dylan from somewhere. I've watched a couple of his videos lately. He was on for the goal. I like that guy. I call him a kid. He's probably 75 years old. But I don't think his channel is monetized. Guys, go subscribe to Dylan from somewhere. I don't know that he's monetized. Our friend DJ ELECTRA, I don't believe her channel is monetized. Go subscribe to these people. But the point is, they make videos. The bare minimum would be $0. That's how much it takes to post a fucking YouTube video, Aaron. So you're just lying to your audience and pretend what you could do if you really cared about doing a show and cared about your audience. If you don't receive enough of an income, you could supplement the income that you get from YouTube with another job. You could invest your money smartly, perhaps. You could find streams of revenue so that you don't have to beg your audience. That would be the bare minimum to me.
Right.
It's actually going above and beyond for these people. The people that have super chatted today, even if it's 99 cents, that's above and beyond what they have to do. That's what Aaron seems to not understand. He's like, guys, just do the bare minimum. Come on. Please, do your part.
Help me.
Go to Approachable's clip. Guys, money, please, if you would. We need a money plane. We need you guys to drop it on us. 170 away from today. No, I am not taking rubber coasters and squeezing them like this to deal with. Being 170 away with about 20 minutes left in the show. Pretty please. Drop us a couple of bucks. The links are going back up in the chat. Money, money, money. That's
pretty
right now for broadcasting. Let's check out Approachable's clip while you guys team up and knock out this goal, please. We want to do 30 minutes of overtime. I want to keep my show going.
I want to, but you guys are leaving me no choice. Ooh. Here's the thing that people don't know. If they don't hit the goal, YouTube shuts Aaron off. They say, no more. It's not like you're doing nothing for the next half hour and could just do a show if you wanted to.
That was the saddest it's ever been.
Well, and guys, people in the chat, please, maybe I'm hallucinating. I do a lot of broadcasting. I watch a lot of these fucking clips. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm hearing things for the second time. I think these are different clips than Carl played, which is astonishing to me that a man could have this little dignity. That he had enough to satiate 2 different men who want to humiliate him.
Also, real quick, Fun OK gifted 5 Blind Mike Project memberships.
Oh, thank you, buddy. That's very nice. Yeah, like I said, go check out the membership content. See if you like it, and if you do, stick around.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got next here? More begging.
Well, of course, that's all it is. It's just we're waiting to get to the countdown here. Of course, our favorite part is the last 5 minutes. But what I decided to do in this episode is go back a little bit, watch the last half hour, and see how much he begs. And he did what he was supposed to do.
Because now it's like a thing that people will just go and make him sweat it out instead of just donating when they feel like it.
Well, I've said this many times. Aaron thinks that we want him to not hit the goal. Au contraire, my friend. No. You're very wrong. We just don't want him to hit the goal too early.
That's right.
Because that ruins the entire show. What you need is that last 5 minutes, you know? Listen, if the Patriots just get blown out every game this year, who cares?
Right.
But if they lose every game in the last 5 minutes, I'm watching.
That's
even
right.
if they're 0-17, because it's interesting to see someone time and again just pull it out by the skin of their teeth. That's fascinating.
It was just a few minutes every time away from the playoffs. That's what.
And I'll tell you, if Gerard Mayo, I'll sure as shit tune in for the press conference. If Gerard Mayo every time is like, please, guys, just can you just win a few first downs? Come on, some big chunk yardage plays.
We're 30 yards away from the goal. Please.
160 away from
Rod Mayo's grabbing Aaron Andrews by the shirt collar. We gotta do something.
60 away from today's goal. We got 20 minutes or we're fucked. Contribute, chip into the show. I would have.
Fucked is quite strong.
We're fucked. I gotta tell you, like, we now have a pretty regular audience. We're still, small and mighty compared to other YouTube channels. But like when we started, fucking no one was watching episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And never once did I feel like we were fucked. Like that seems like a pretty hopeless feeling. What you do is you think like, hey, I'm going to keep doing a good show. Hopefully find different ways to grow the show, go on different podcasts, maybe promote it, talk about things that new people might be interested in checking out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I noticed we talked about Are You Garbage last week, something we don't usually talk about, but I'm interested in it. And a lot of new people found the channel, and a couple said, hey, never heard of you guys. I subscribed. I want to check out more stuff. Aaron, maybe do that if you feel fucked. Instead of saying over and over again, donate, donate now. It's not working, Aaron. What can I tell you? August is fucked. We all know that.
We're fucked.
August just bent over and took it in the shitter.
That's right.
So that we know. I'm saying in September, maybe try a new strategy.
Appreciate it. I feel like we've done a good job today, but I could be wrong. Let's not miss
This
today.
is so
Please, pretty
gross.
please with cherries on top. Get us down to that.
Cherries on top. Uh-oh. We know what that means.
Now he's being extra sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the cherry analogy. Aaron, who's in possession of those cherries?
Apparently. Dude, the begging in the goal is going to be so hilarious after he gets arrested because he's going to pay for legal fees.
Well, he will say that. Guys, lawyers ain't free.
Right.
He's going to make like these little stupid jokes, but he will actually say that. He's going to try to tug at your heartstrings for his legal fees.
See, it was like 7:45. I was like, we don't have to ask. Then it gets into the 9 o'clocks, and I'm like, wow, we really froze up. Now I got to be a fucking putrid beggar.
I love reviewing the game tape. I really like breaking it down where you get a little peek behind the scenes, and you're like, oh, at 7:45 he wasn't that nervous. Maybe you can track like the beads of sweat rolling down Aaron's forehead. Oh, at 7:45, he's in pristine condition. He's totally fine. Now, if you look here at 9 o'clock, that's when things take a turn.
9 o'clock, we got 4 or 5 beads.
Excuse
me. It continues. This is just a quick little.
Can't possibly.
Quick little guy here.
I'll tell you why it can't. Because I was on another show that played clips of the same ilk. There can't possibly be more.
Oh, there is.
Let's go to this Tyrese Gibson clip, and then you guys, money. Fuck, please.
Humiliating. Guys, I'll make a deal with you.
Mike, don't. I'll do it. Guys, I need to feed my kids and pay child support. So money, please.
Well, listen, don't let Craig humiliate himself like that. There's a reason he's saying money, money, money over and over again. Because we're going to be good guys. And we're going to show you this Tyrese Gibson clip. So we're holding up our end of the deal.
That's right.
But you know what? Like, Tyrese Gibson clips ain't free.
Nope.
And by that, I mean they are, because I've seen it. You can just watch it anywhere. It's on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Get it wherever you'd like. Or you can watch Aaron make racist comments about poverty while he's watching the fucking... Here's what's great. Have you seen this Tyrese Gibson clip?
The one with $1 million worth of game?
I'm not sure. I don't know what podcast he's on. Was it that? I didn't realize.
It was one where he took someone's clothes. Is that the clip? That's the only one I've seen lately.
No. So Tyrese Gibson was on a podcast, and he talked about how when he was a kid, his mother would take him down to the welfare office and make him pretend to be mentally retarded. It's a funny clip. It's like Tyrese Gibson telling this story.
Yeah.
Aaron's spin on it, and I think you'll get to hear a little bit of it. Aaron's like, isn't this so sad that they're leeching off the government in this way? Oh my God. What money does to people is so ugly. Now, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, Venmo, money, 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 please.
money.
Tyrese Gibson. Tyrese Gibson.
Sam Show says the whole scene is pretty great. Black people game the stupid system set up by white people. White people seethe and don't get it. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Get these dumb motherfuckers.
It's those no good black people. HACKRIDE will have fun with that clip.
I was going to say, that's a tough clip to have out there. Very clean.
Those sons of bitches. Now, let me get back to begging, if you'd be so kind.
Pony up the dough. Why the hell not? Speaking of ponying up the dough, we've got 12 minutes left, and
How does he not? I mean,
out of it.
When it's that close together, Aaron, how do you not smell your own hypocrisy?
I feel like he might at this point.
That's crazy, Aaron, to crucify people about gaming the welfare system and then immediately being a welfare recipient.
Right now, 160 away. Guys, if you can throw some money at us, throw some money at us, because right now we're sitting bad. 160 is
Aaron. Look at someone who gets welfare and is like, what a rotten piece of shit. That's a drain on society. Then when he leaves the welfare office and walks down the street and sees a bum begging for your money, he's like, a respectable American. Finally.
I think I asked this, but I forget the answer. What's his goal usually set at the beginning?
350 or 400, I think.
A day?
Yeah.
Dude.
That's what it costs to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
To win
That's
today.
what my electric bill is every day, just so you guys know. Just from every Sunday, I don't know if your electric company breaks it down like this. Mine does. They say every Sunday, Mike, you spend $400 in electricity. And I say, well, I better hit that goddamn goal. Otherwise, they're going to turn the power off.
Yeah, we just posted a loss a few days ago. Really, once you post more than 2 L's in a month, you're talking about, that's the danger zone for the old steel toe. So
the danger zone.
Not another loss. If he was smart, he would run with that and just start playing that song when it's close and they're not even close to the goal.
Guys, we're approaching the danger zone. And here's the thing. Again, my own personal finances, if I wasn't able to pay my bills and stuff, I'd be like, oh, fuck. I don't know if I can keep doing this as my job. I might have to find other means of income. I'm telling you what I would say privately or in my own head, not on the show, because it's not your guys' fucking problem.
$2, that would be great. It's going to have to be beggy quite a bit here for the last 10 minutes.
Aaron, it doesn't have to be. I got to tell you, you're in complete control of that.
Right.
He's acting like YouTube. The Mr. YouTube is like, Aaron, begging time. We'll take your channel away. You saw what we did to Cardiff Electric.
I don't think Aaron could handle that.
Oh my God.
Looking good for a while, but I stopped asking for money, so it stopped coming. Click one of those links. PayPal, Streamlabs, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants.
Oh, that was the problem, Aaron. You haven't listed those enough. I didn't realize I could just click one of these links.
What's this guy's name's Johnny Crutches.
His cohort, yes.
Yeah, he's been here the entire time, not saying a fucking word.
I don't know if that's Matt or Johnny Crutches, but
I think it's Johnny. It's in the same seat as the guy who found out. Yeah.
Okay, that's him.
He hasn't said a word. It's just this guy begging for money, and he's
It seems like the little I've seen of Johnny Crutches, I think he's kind of like humiliated by this. So I think he just keeps his trap shut as to not disrupt the because every once in a while you'll hear him make a joke, and then Aaron gives a dismissive like, "Hey, buddy, this ain't time for merriment. This is not jocularity time. We're begging here. All right, stay out of my way."
And I want to do 30 minutes of overtime today and not have to reach into my own pocket to keep this thing.
Now, what does that mean? I mentioned this on WATP. What does that mean? Reach into his own pocket? Is he suggesting? Is Aaron suggesting that he could pay himself $350 and that would make the goal?
Does he do that?
That's what he's saying there, right? He's like, hey, don't make me reach into my own pocket. What would that do? Then I hit the goal every day as long as my bank account stays the same.
Why would I pay for my own lunch?
He's reaching into his own. He's paying himself. I don't understand that.
Maybe
it's very confusing.
People have said that they think he has been mystery donors of himself.
Oh well, yes, yeah. But I wonder, that would be great if he was actually Venmoing himself or super because like super chats, I think YouTube takes like 30% or something.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's losing money to make the goal.
So let's get this 160 knocked out. Pretty please. If you got something to give us, it is begging time. We got about 5 minutes until we really get aggressive. Did you know that
I like that he warns us, by the way.
I'm going to be disgusting in 5 minutes.
Oh, shit. You know what? I don't want him to get aggressive with us. I better donate now.
I can't handle being yelled at by this.
Yeah, it seems, you know what? He said he's going to get aggressive, and it seems like he means business. I don't think he's fucking around right now. So I'm going to donate right now. Avoid that whole mess.
I don't need the wrath of Aaron.
No.
See what he did to his ex-wife? Imagine a stranger.
The jokes were made when Craig outed someone's wife for unsubscribing to our Patreon.
I didn't.
Craig humiliated a family. Jokes were made that Craig will show up to your house
right,
and interview you as to why you left the Patreon. Aaron might be on the brink of actually doing that.
Yeah.
Fleck is dating RFK Jr.'s daughter.
Well, I want to hear more about that.
That's the end of the clip.
I want to hear more about that. I better donate.
Shit, that seems pretty spicy.
Oh boy, gossip much? Color me intrigued. Here, Aaron, is $150. A tiny sum for the reward of hearing about who Ben Affleck is dating.
You're not curious? You're trying to tell me you guys aren't curious?
Oh, certainly I couldn't Google Ben Affleck and it would be the first thing that comes up.
It's rally time, Mike.
Yes. Oh, do I love a rally? Hold on. Let me see if I'm ready. All right, let's do it.
Professor Tie-Dye with $5. Jesus Christ. Thank you, buddy. We need
Professor Tie-Dye, you are a lifesaver, my man.
What can you give a $5 these days?
No, it's really like $3 or $3.50 or whatever it is. Because like I said, YouTube takes their cut.
That's true.
But yeah, you're right. $5 is barely a cup of coffee. And Aaron's like, oh, yeah, Professor Tie-Dye, you have saved me. I thought August was ruined until Professor Tie-Dye interjected.
Now we got to win today. Professor Tie-Dye with $5 says, I used to do case management in Hennepin County, and the system is jacked. The moment they go over the income limit, they lose every benefit. So there is no incentive to even seek part-time work.
These worthless pigs.
The fuck?
Suckling off the government teat.
Affleck is dating a Kennedy. You're right.
I want to hear more. Well, then I want to hear more about it. So let's shut up and hit the fucking goal.
Is that you put these income caps on shit, and then people only work to that level.
That's the biggest problem I'm having with disability right now is that there's income caps, and the minute I hit one, something gets turned off, and I have to find a way around.
This is interesting. There's a man who can actually offer perspective on this topic. He's disabled. Johnny Crutches.
Not now, disabled people. We need money.
Maybe they'll have an in-depth conversation about this subject. But not during goal time.
Not during goal.
Well, thank you, buddy, for the $5.
He just moves right on.
55
He just moves as if Johnny didn't speak.
This guy just opened up his heart.
You'd think we were playing a different clip.
Yeah.
And Johnny honestly tried to save Aaron, where he's like, well, you kind of look like a douchebag, but I live off disability. Like, I have a disability, and I'm trying to offer some perspective here. Aaron's like, shut the fuck. We're thanking Professor Tie-Dye, you worm.
This is looking bad, dude. Guys, we need...
Oh, what do you mean Johnny Crutches having to live off disability?
Yeah,
he just confessed to you?
I just gave you something to talk about.
Oh, you know what? That seems like maybe close to 5 minutes worth of conversation. Or you could stare at a clock. Let's see what Aaron chooses.
Yep, this is the countdown, which means this is the long clip.
All right, guys, are we ready? I expect super chats, but not just super chats. I expect Venmo, Rumble rants, PayPal, gifted memberships. Let's go!
And if you want to be extra funny, make them all $1.
Oh, that'd be a hoot and a half.
All right, guys, it's begging time.
I thought she was on the money plane.
Shut up, Johnny.
Shit. It's
You
100% begging time. Here we go. Thank you, Tigger Next Door.
Oh, boy.
For taking fucking pity on us. It's Pity Dono's time with his $20. Says, guess the family won't eat tonight. Thanks, Aaron. Hey, you know what? It's a dog-eat-dog world. Try feeding them dog. 140 away from today. Guys, we need to make a fucking move here. 140 away from today. We were so good.
What are you
up
doing?
until about 8 o'clock, and then just kind of let it.
Am I the only one hearing this clip, Craig, or is the audience hearing it?
Everyone's hearing this clip.
Well, then what the fuck are you people doing? Huh? Start donating to this cocksucker. He's got legal bills to pay. Super chats, Rumble rants, Venmo. Let's move it.
Go and nothing. Would you ever consider selling April's wedding ring for the goal? She has it. It's hers. Coltrane with $1 says her name is Kathleen. She just goes by Kick. Thank you very much.
Hey, shut up.
Is today's number.
Shut up about the Ben Affleck topic. We've got a goal to hit. Stop interjecting. That was pre-countdown. You don't bring interesting topics to the countdown.
We've got to win. MSO thinks he's got this shit in the bag. I hate to say
that's always the greatest. Guys, don't let MSO win.
Is this the nighttime show or the morning one?
Interesting. I think it's the morning.
Does he start trash? Be like, dude, the nighttime chat thinks you guys are fucking gay.
Oh, man. Guys, you should hear. I don't even want to say it because I think you're nice guys. The evening chat's having a little, let's just say they're having a little fun with you, you know? Listen, don't worry about what they're saying. I'm just saying, if you want to prove them wrong, maybe throw a few bucks. No, it's not. It's really not that bad. They're just they're goofing on you a little bit, but like they don't think you can cut the mustard. You know, they don't think you have what it takes. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to get too graphic. They talked about fucking your wives and dancing in your blood, but you know, if that's fine with you, if you're not really a man, then don't donate. It's no big deal.
But I have a terrible fucking feeling about this morning and this month in general now. After, because we got to get through this week. This puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the week to fucking knock these out. $140 is the number.
Guys, don't put pressure on Thursday. Oh, is Thursday just under a heaping pile of shit? No! There's a tidal wave of gold coming at us.
And just disgusting pandering.
The rest of the week is under pressure. Psychologically, let's look at what that means. That means the same people that are watching you now, you're warning them that in a day or two, they're going to be under more pressure because they didn't donate on Tuesday. That's what you're telling these people, Aaron. Pressure is what they're under.
How do you think he feels not bringing in any money on Friday? That's
You know what I think about sometimes? I never thought this way until I found out Aaron and the goal and all this stuff. Until I learned the ways of the goal. I never thought this way, foolishly. But now I think of the money that exists. Like when you look at, Amazon or Tesla, these companies are worth trillions of dollars. And I look at that and say, I don't have anywhere near that much money.
Mm-hmm.
You do a little quick math and you say, the pressure that Elon Musk has never once donated to me.
Nope.
What do you think every waking minute is like for that guy? When he's like, fuck, if I waste another day, then I got to donate to the goal tomorrow. And I have so much money burning a hole in my pocket. Like, what do I do? So when you think of the amount of money that exists, the pressure that they must feel, because so much of it isn't going to Aaron. And that's just pressure that these dirty money holders feel every day.
It's left to go. Click the PayPal. Click the Streamlabs. Click the Venmo. King of all Yetis, I don't feel like playing a song right now about
This is business time, you dick.
I can't have fun. I'm begging.
King of all Yetis is such an asshole. He's always trying to get Aaron to play content.
What a dick.
Like a jerk.
Terrible I am. Maybe I'll play it later. I don't know if you've caught the vibe the last few minutes. I'm very nervous.
Hey, what do you think? This is a show? We're just going to play song? You think this is a comedy show, you dick? This is like when you have to get, you have time with your kids where you're fun and silly, and something real is going on and they don't understand.
Yeah.
They're like, Daddy, come play with us. And you have to be like, hey, not right now, bud. Seriously, not right now.
Let's not forget this a few seconds ago.
Let's go to this Tyrese Gibson clip, and then you guys, money. Fuck, please.
You already didn't listen to him once.
See what happens.
Now it's getting serious. Hey, I'll play Legos with you. I'll distract you with Tyrese Gibson for a minute, but then I've got to get back to business, and you can't disturb Daddy while he's working. All right?
Fall on our faces today and have a shitty show and fail. Like, again, the show can sound good and people can be entertained by it. To me, it's more of a money in the miles kind of a thing.
This is
if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
I don't know. He's pissed at people for not liking him enough.
Well, that's the big thing is he's like, well, I guess it wasn't a good show because you didn't throw money at me, which I don't know. Like, I like Matt and Shane. I've never personally handed them money.
I have. I have. I subscribe to their Patreon.
Oh, well, there you go.
But I am a grandfathered in poor, so it's only $1.
Yeah, and that doesn't count to the goal either.
But it's hilarious. It's a hilarious amount of money.
I guess my point is like you can be. I don't know. I've been on a lot of Kirk shows. I've never seen anyone walk in and just hand them $20. Actually, that's probably happened. But
no, someone sent in him like a letter that had like $100
true.
in it.
Yeah, I think I ended up with that.
Yeah,
so, you know what? That's a good point, actually. So I guess it does happen. All right, I'm talking out of my ass. I apologize.
Jon Stewart.
That's right. He did hand me money.
Then you handed it to me, and I handed.
You know what? I think Aaron's onto something. Let's hit this fucking goal, baby. Who am I to question it?
This person writes in, I hope Ben Affleck doesn't relapse. Hardcore boozer. It's why the first gen left him. That's true. Thank you very much.
You really added a lot to that conversation.
All I got.
I'm glad you read the comment.
He's checked out.
That's true. By the way, is it? That's true.
I don't think I've ever heard that being the reason.
Like Aaron knows them. That's true.
Anything fucking helps right now. Yeah. All right. 5 minutes to go. 140 away from today's goal. 5 minutes from fucking failure, and haters get to be happy today. That's for sure.
Aaron,
let's
we
take.
want you to hit the goal. Oh, is that great? Isn't that so much fun when at the last second?
This is us dealing with what April had to deal with.
It would drive you to drugs.
Yeah. I guess you don't want this tonight.
Drugs and orgies are the only thing that can get my mind off this fucking goal.
Yeah.
The only thing's extreme enough.
Let's see. Thank you, Ryan, the garbage man. That's going to bring us down to 135.
This is so
away from today.
This
All
is
right,
so
we're ticking
uncomfortable.
away.
Just having a guest on while you do this is gross.
Well, it's his producer, Johnny Crutches.
He is? Dude,
You know,
imagine if like David Collins was on right now. We're like, David, stop talking.
David, shut up with your quips. That was for before. Now we're in goal mode. David Collins, by the way, season finale had a very funny. I think Jerry was messing with him a little bit.
Fucking Jerry.
Jerry put together a montage of all. It was supposed to be a reflection on season 2 of the David Collins 30-minute half-hour show, and wouldn't you know, it was all clips of people praising Jerry.
He's always
bastard.
He's always up to something.
He sure is. He's a scoundrel.
Okay. Well, guys, Streamlabs, PayPal. I don't really know what else I can say. It's been rough going.
Rumble rants is what else you can say. Dickhead, finish the list.
He would have hit the thing if he said Rumble rants there.
Where do I donate? Aaron, I don't have PayPal or Streamlabs.
I think the message has been made pretty clear. 135 away. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo.
Aaron, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let
Rumble.
me clarify this. You think saying that over and over again for 4 hours, 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day, you think the message is clear that people are allowed to donate to your show at this point?
You still have the belief you got to like repeat your phone number 18 times on a voicemail so people can write it down?
Yeah, exactly. I say blindmike.net twice at the beginning and the end, unless you count this, I guess. But
it being portrayed on the screen right now.
But I promote the show a couple times, and even that I'm like, well, they probably know, but you're supposed to remind people. You know what I mean? Like, just in case you remind people. If I did it 40, 50 times a show, I can tell you I'd be comfortable with one thing. They would know where to find me.
Yeah.
No one would want to, because my show would be exhausting to listen to.
Right.
But I would sure as shit know that they could find me, if nothing else.
Rants. Don't worry. We've only got a 3-show streak going.
Yeah, dickheads.
We are April. We are April.
No big deal. It's just a 3-show streak you cocksuckers are messing with. That's what hangs in the balance. Don't you understand? What are you laughing about, dickhead? Do you understand what's at stake here? What aren't you getting about the severity of this? 3 shows. He didn't do it once. He didn't stop it twice. 3 days in a row, this motherfucker worked hard enough to hit the goal. And you're all going to just wipe that away like it never happened? He has to, you know what he has to do if you don't hit this goal? He has to turn around to his whiteboard and erase the streak.
Yep.
Do you know how humiliating that is for a man?
I don't. We always hit the goal, so we wouldn't know.
Oh, it sucks the life out of you when you have to end that streak. Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, I know. Oh, believe me, I know.
He gets
I'm just begging for what I can get. That's essentially how it works for this show, has for years. Beg for a W. Tigger next door says, it's my time.
That part sounds familiar, which is where I'm like, am I playing some of the clips Carl played? Because like little pieces of it sound familiar. Like the thing that caught my attention there that sounded familiar is him going like, hey, that's how the show works. We've been doing it this way for years. Well, Aaron,
he said that too.
If your entire month is obliterated because you didn't hit the goal one day, maybe cook up a new formula, you know? That's what I would
Please.
suggest.
Please, for the love of fucking God.
August is ruined. That's such a great way to talk about things.
Yeah.
Like if something minor doesn't happen, be like, well, you've destroyed my month.
August is ruined, and this is a major setback for September.
Well, I'll tell you, September is already looking in rough shape because I don't know how many shows he's going to do.
It's not looking great.
It's tough.
Screw MSO. 100 coming in.
Screw MSO.
From the Tigger. So we got a pity fuck there. Thank you for the pity fuck. 40 away from knocking out today. So we at least got the extended number to go to overtime. Thank you very much for the 100.
Thank you, Tigger.
Yes. Now we're finally talking. See what I mean? We don't root for Aaron to fail.
We're getting there.
Go ahead, buddy. We're close. We're within spitting distance.
Very much, Tigger. I appreciate that. Let's go. $5 to Coltrane. Says over $30 today, but can't do that daily. Pay up, people. He deserves to be paid for the work. What a guy. Thank you. Then on Venmo.
There's no way someone wrote that in earnestness.
No.
There's no way someone seriously said, come on, guys. He deserves your money for this.
It's like, thanks. I appreciate that.
Curtis with $20 says, kick Johnny, can't stand traitors. What does that mean? Kick Johnny, can't stand traitors.
Apparently I'm a traitor.
Oh, I'm supposed to kick you?
Yeah.
This is the part we did talk about this on WATP where Aaron went on. I mean, I'm sorry, Johnny Crutches went on some other show and shit on Aaron mildly. I don't think he like really shit on him, but
like jokingly.
I guess so. I don't know their relationship really. It's kind of hard to tell. He called him gay.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess I'm a traitor.
All right. Well, you fucking traitorous piece of shit. Next time I see you, I'm gonna give you a
kick me.
I'm gonna fucking kick the shit out of you. You understand?
I'm gonna kick that wheelchair out from under your ass.
All right. All of a sudden, we're only $15 away from today. Dr. Silverwolf renewing his membership says it's 1,156 miles to Georgia. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's cloudy, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it. All right. Now we're only $15 away.
Look at how his mood changes.
Thank God. Get that ribeye.
Guys, we're fucked. August is fucked. Don't you understand the implications this has, not just for me, but for the entire month of August and the future? Don't you know the pressure this puts on future days to donate? Do you have any idea what you're doing? And then someone gives him $100 and he's like, yeehaw, we are cruising to overtime.
He pays his rent with his Patreon.
That's right.
Begging paid off today. We're being rewarded for our despicable behavior. We've got 2.5 minutes to go, and we're $15 away. So let's do it.
Come on, you son of a bitch.
Go ahead and knock that last.
All right. Well, now I'd say you're 15 minutes away. Now you can just start talking about other stuff, right?
You have to.
Because you're doing overtime no matter what, because those are the rules. If you don't hit the goal, but you get within 50, you still do
30
15?
minutes.
30.
Yeah.
You do 30, but they have to make it up to you, right? I think I have that right.
I believe. I don't know. There's a lot of.
During that 30 minutes, they owe you the extra $15.
We got to get the steel toe bylaws.
It's complicated. Yeah, there are a lot of addendums. It's very, well. Hold on, I just want to say it's very. So there's 2 minutes left. You're within $15. That seems virtually meaningless, right?
Yep.
In the grand scheme of things, like is the extra $15 going to make or break his month? I don't think so.
You almost got to count that as a win.
So move on. Let's start talking about Ben Affleck and RFK's daughter. You know,
right?
Let's just start getting into other subjects, right? Why not? What do you say?
Let's make everybody really upset that they came here to watch us miss it. Citizen M says we need our own haters to exile Michaela from the Dabbleverse. Doxing cunt should be Steel Toe's #1 enemy right now. No offense, Citizen M. Michaela's not even on my radar. She's a fucking nobody.
All I'm thinking about is this goal right now. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. I don't know who Michaela is, by the way. I have no idea who this is that he's talking about.
So my #1 enemy I don't know. When we're doing 1,000 viewers at our peak, even when Meme Copium has a great show going,
Oh my God.
I can't really be
Oh,
bothered.
Aaron, you've accomplished a tremendous feat. Did you say Meme Copium is on at the same time as you? First of all, I refuse to believe that. No one could best Meme Copium, which I assume is a show he's referring to.
Or a commenter.
It's very hard to tell. This is all very inside. I'm a little confused. But you're telling me, Aaron, that at your best, you have 1,000 live viewers? I guess Mr. Beast's downfall is virtually meaningless for YouTube because there's a new sheriff in town. I didn't realize the star that Aaron Imholt was.
Someone in the chat saying this Michaela person allegedly doxed Slam Piece.
Oh, well, there's no need to do that. I don't like that.
It's a miserable cunt who's never been happy her entire life. She's run herself out of every show she's ever been associated with.
Seems harsh.
Thinks the internet is real.
It is.
She's a fucking weirdo. What can I tell you? People
It does exist.
That's what I mean. It is a real thing.
The internet is real.
Mike, you want to know something?
What's that?
The reason we're talking right now? Fucking internet.
Get out of here. My God, it is real, folks.
Wow.
We've proven it.
kind of living in their own, they've made their own hell for themselves.
Get back to the goal.
Just, again.
Holy shit, is this Michaela person in this chat right now?
Is she?
I think so.
Oh, Michaela, don't dox people. What are you doing, you rascal?
Come on.
I'm sure she'll give her side of the story.
I'm not.
If she's here, she's a good person.
Yeah, obviously.
Hunter. Meredith with $9.99. Thank you very much. We take 7 of that.
Oh, I can taste the goal. Why do we take 7 of it?
Num, 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 num.
Why do we take 7 of it?
See, that should be his new, when he's close, he should go money, 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 num, 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 num.
Why do you, this has been said before, make the goal higher. So you don't have to do this on the fly math with reducing prices.
I'm kidding.
It's about $10 away from knocking it out. What do you say?
No. Not about $10.
It's 15.
If we're not going to do the math, why bother with any of this?
No shit.
15 minus 10 is 5. For some reason, we're only taking 7. So 15 minus 7 is 8. We're not $10 away, Aaron. We're only 8. Get your fucking head in the game and let's hit this goal.
Fire up, Johnny. He's waiting to see us get to 0 here.
Yeah.
Damn
All
right.
right, $10 away. It was a fucking slog today, but it looks like we're going to do it. 1 minute left.
Pulling it out.
$15 from Katie says here.
Yes.
There we go, guys. It's over.
And it's done.
We did
We
it.
did it. Suck our dicks, Michaela. How do you feel now, you tramp?
Or cope, whatever you need.
Yes. Or don't.
Come on, Michaela.
All right, guys. There it is. $5 into tonight. Thank you very much.
Michaela, I don't want to, pour salt in the wound, but how's it feel to have the goal hit in your fucking face?
Oh, Michaela, you might want to utilize the microwave because the dish you're eating is quite cold.
I'm probably on her side anyway.
Oh, Aaron. So we hit the goal. That's exciting.
Yes.
You see, Aaron, it's about the journey. That's what you don't understand. We can be appeased when you hit the goal. It's just about how you get there that entertains us. Aaron doesn't understand the great product that he has on his hands. But sadly, it seems we may not get a steel toe for a little while.
Yeah, we have one more clip though.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, is this him talking about the dabble verse?
Yes.
We'll skip it. I think it's Aaron being a dickhead.
Got it.
He's very jealous that he was not allowed in the Dabbleverse. It's him shitting on the Dabbleverse, even though he tried to do a show centered around that and he wasn't very good at it. So he left. And Chad and fucking Patrick Melton have beaten him down over the last couple of years. It's just him sounding very jealous and petty. So,
guys, money. Fuck, please.
Can we add that to the outro?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to save this.
We haven't had a good outro in a while. We got to throw that in.
I'll have that one on the side there.
Yeah. Tuck that in there.
Put that in the file.
All right. Do we need to catch up on anything before we move on?
We sure do. All right. GDO sent a $20 super sticker. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. That's very nice.
Streamlabs PayPal Venmo $5. We finally hit the fucking goal. We did it.
Good. Thank you.
The Blackcast. Hello, sir. $2. Craig's lifestyle insists cherry should be legal.
That is true. He's always saying that to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I love popping them. I love, you know what I do to cherries, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
You don't seem amused.
I don't break cherries.
And then he says to me, he's like, what I'm talking about, Mike, is like young girls' hymens. And I go, no, I got it, Craig.
I did too. I got it. Krautcat, $5. Mersh, Fat Krang, Royce is cool though.
I like Royce. I have not been on with Royce in a while. I always enjoyed him.
Krautcat, $2. Shout out Doom, heart emoji.
Shout out Doom. Shout out Real Media Player. Shout out My Lost Interest. Shout out Stalin 19.
Yeah, that guy was spamming the fuck out of the chat earlier, not realizing that we did give everyone credit before he did that.
Who did?
Doom.
Oh, go follow Doom.
He was mad earlier.
Why?
I don't know. I think he missed the part where we did all that.
Oh.
Fun OK is a member for 2 months now. Can't wait for the strangles. The stangles. Why are you laughing?
Oh, yeah, we'll get to it. He seemed like I assume it's the same guy that suggested a bonus Why You Laughing with the Stengel brothers on Opie and Anthony, the thing they had with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I'll get to it eventually. It's not like my top priority. He's acting like I'm covering something up. Like, we'll do it at some point.
John O'Reilly, $2. Goal. All caps. I don't feel like doing the whole thing. Radish, member for 1 month. Just saying Streamlabs PayPal Venmo is so stupid. He's just listing services without his account names on them. Where would a listener send their money?
Oh, wow. That's a very good point. I've never thought of that. I don't know what the fuck his Venmo name is.
I like people panicking on Venmo. Where do I go?
Steel Toe? No. Aaron Imholt?
How do you spell that?
That's a good point. Can't believe I've never thought of that.
Strangeland 77, $2 super sticker.
Thank you, buddy.
Fun OK. Casey wasn't here to say it, but go Oregon Ducks.
He's a big Ducks guy. How'd they do yesterday? Any idea?
I think they won.
Good.
Fun OK gifted another membership.
Thank you, buddy.
Goody Two Shoes is now a member for 1 month. Says, I'm over here now.
I like that.
Brock Tune, $2. Love me some Blind Mike in the morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Steven Bravo, 99-cent super sticker. That's a hilarious price.
Wherever will I spend all of that?
Thanks, dude. We stopped the show. Chris Primer, $2. Goal. Oh, we spoke too soon. Steven Bravo sent a second $1 super sticker.
Oh, I hope I don't spend it all in one place, Steven.
And finally,
thank you.
And finally, Super Raiders 09, $2 for today's goal. Thank you.
Thank you. Very kind. All right. Let's talk about Doug Stanhope.
Yes.
It's why he's a comedy legend, because Cardiff actually sent me this in the middle of the night the other night while he was when he was done showing people John's naked ass. He sent me a clip of the police outside. Well, should we play that clip first for anyone that doesn't know the story
of the raid?
Yeah, like the one that came out first when people didn't know what was going on.
Let me find that.
You know what I'm talking about? The tweet I sent you?
Yeah, I ended up not putting that up because I have it right here. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, so I woke up and saw this clip and I was like, what the fuck could have happened? I was perplexed because Doug Stanhope's a degenerate. You know, he's a drunk, but he doesn't seem like a criminal. He doesn't seem like he's running a drug operation or anything. Like, I couldn't imagine what the police were knocking down his door for. So people were left utterly confused when they saw this tweeted out the other morning or night.
Hold on 1 second. It's on Reddit.
Okay.
So just make sure there's no pop-up. Sometimes there is.
Oh, well. All right.
Police, search warrant, come to the door. Policía, tenemos una orden judicial para entrar y gritar, abre la puerta.
So you just see that and you're like, what
Please,
the
search
fuck
warrant,
is happening?
No, nothing.
So it's just a live stream of the SWAT
Yeah.
team. I thought he got swatted or someone that was with him.
Yeah, he does hang out. Like, he's very liberal with the types of people he'll allow over his home.
He kind of just puts his address on the internet and says, come by.
Yeah. What's the story you told? You have a friend that did stand up in his shed or something?
Yeah, a buddy of mine does stand up out in Arizona. So he got invited one day by someone who was staying with Doug to go to his house or his compound. And he did stand up in his shed in front of Doug Stanhope and like 3 other people. He said it was the most nervous he's ever been. And he took a piss next to him, saw his dick.
That's a wild environment to have to be in.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
Doug, by the way, is like I saw him at Skankfest. I think I told this story when we recapped Skankfest last year. And he made some blind joke that I've heard a million times. And I was like, it depresses me that a comedy legend is using a tweet that I've seen 1,100 times. And he goes, well, I also have a handicap. It's called alcoholism. I thought that was very funny.
That's where the difference is, right?
That's why he's a legend. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? Well, luckily, later that day, Doug explained what happened.
This is what happened. As you'll see from the video, this wasn't even supposed to happen. They were gonna come, then they didn't confirm, they didn't think they were coming, then they did come, and it was a training exercise. And my fuck up is I Instagram live. Okay, they're coming in. I know they're coming in, but let me Instagram live without their consent. And then I snuck around the side of the house after a bit and turned off my phone, or grabbed my phone, turned off the feed. And then I thought, oh, okay. And I checked my Instagram and there's nothing there. So I think maybe they have some kind of filter. If it's live and there's guns and police, and maybe they have a filter that shuts it down so you can't film a live fucking killing or murder, which made sense to me. So I didn't even think it went out except for the handful of people that saw it live. I thought, oh, no one really saw this, or maybe it didn't go out at all because I always hit the wrong fucking button. So I go on with my day. The fucking, as you'll see, the FBI raided every house. They had Bingo hiding in a closet. I had Derek. I don't want to ruin it for you because it's really fucking fun. And there's more footage. But just because I've caused such a ruckus, that was picked up in the news in Ghana.
It's quite a life he's leading.
Yeah.
And it is like, when I found that out, I never would have guessed that's what happened. But like, once you read it, you're like, oh, this is the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know why I was worrying.
In a weird way, like, this actually makes perfect sense that it's some weird gag that Doug was up to. And then if you watch, like, if the footage of the whole live stream came out, because he put it up in this video that he did.
Mhm.
And if you watch the whole thing, it's like him talking about like some comedy anniversary. He's like, hey gang, just wanted to talk about, like, it's so over the top, like, not Stanhope, you know?
Yeah. This is the explanation. He's sitting at his bar with 2 other people here.
Okay, so let's hear a little more about what happened.
She said, question. Our SWAT team, sheriff's office, needs a house or commercial building they can practice going in and out. No damage to doors or windows, no gun belts and van, not a tank. A van, not a tank. They're not going to bring the tank. They'll put up signs out front so neighbors know what's going on. Do you know anyone? That's passive aggressive. Do you know anyone that has a building or house they can borrow for 2 to 3 hours?
That is true. Of course, they're asking him.
No kidding. He's
Do
like,
you know anyone that wants to do this?
I do right now.
It's passive aggressive.
They can't use my house because my husband said no, and I have concerns about conflicts with the Airbnb license. Thanks in advance. I said, you can use my fucking house, absolutely. And then she gave me the deputy of the Cochise sheriff, the county sheriffs, and he came out here and he hung out with us and looked around and was chatty. And he was going to call me yesterday because it's supposed to be tomorrow. Like, I'll let you know on Monday. Either way, he fucking no call, no showed. No, I think we were Bingo and I were like, no, you can bring the tank. You don't need to warn the neighbors. I want them to gossip.
You really cuffed me.
Yeah. I think we were too eager.
Imagine how much better that video would have been, because there was utter confusion before he put this podcast out. People were like, what the fuck happened?
Right.
And Doug's not like particularly active on social media. So there was just like, it felt like radio silence. No one really knew what was going on. How great would it have been if in that video there was a tank outside of his house?
I want the neighbors to gossip.
Like, what? And the way it came out, honestly, because like I said, I think if you saw the full Instagram video and then the police show up, you might have been like, oh, this is some kind of joke, even though that doesn't seem like Stanhope. You know what I mean?
Right.
You wouldn't be just like, oh, randomly Doug pretended to get raided. It would have to be a situation like this where they're actually doing a practice thing. And he was like, oh, it'd be funny to film this. But yeah, if there was the element of the tank in there, that would have been even more legendary.
There's further explanation here.
Okay.
I thought, okay, we film a SWAT team coming in here, and I just happened to be doing a live Instagram about selling my book. And then all of a sudden a SWAT team comes in, and then we go social media dead, radio silence for weeks, and just let it fucking build up. And fuck you, Cochise County sheriffs. I gave you full fucking reign to do whatever you wanted here, and all we wanted was a funny little video.
So I think we have the part of the video, right?
Yeah, it's the feed we saw, and then some other footage, I believe.
Okay.
Here's the raid.
All right.
That guy that ran that open mic is dead.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, the Instagram live that he's doing.
Yeah.
Somebody's knocking. But if anyone has to knock, that means they don't know me well enough. So hello, hello.
Please don't move. What? Show me your hands.
Are you fucking kidding?
This with me. This one.
His acting is phenomenal.
He pulls it off well.
I don't know where you think you are.
Come in.
I don't know who you think you are.
With your right hand, grab the back of your shirt, top collar. There you go. Pull up. Face down and rotate. So I'll tell you stop. Oh. What? Keep standing face down and rotate your body. Keep rotating. Keep rotating.
Or he's got flies in his house.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. All right, walk backwards. Keep going. Keep going. Just be calling out, guys. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Hey, we'll just simulate this, sir. You can stand like. Yeah. So you keep that. Keep going. Jesus, fucking ask any questions. Relax, dude.
You forget, if you remember his episode of Louis, he is a good actor.
Right.
I want to see the movie that he starred in some movie. He talked about it with Sam Talent, where they basically ripped off Sam Talent's book and made it into a movie. But I want to see that because I feel like Stanhope would be a good actor. It was the perfect role for him. It's just like a degenerate road comic, basically.
Right.
But yeah, very funny. And then like when Stanhope, when they were like leaving his house, it was just like, it was all perfect Stanhope. He said something like, come back anytime unless we're doing illegal shit. The cops all laugh. So it was a good time. I'm happy to say that Doug Stanhope is still alive and well. Thank God, because he is truly a comedic treasure that I hope is around for at least a few more years. You know,
give us a few. One more
Yeah.
special. One more special, please.
Yeah, but yeah, one of the greats, and that played out perfectly. Where people were like, I honestly, like I said, I think if that Instagram Live stayed up, you would have been like, oh, it's a joke of some kind. You know what I mean? Like he gives it away a little bit.
Yeah.
So it all kind of played out perfectly, I think, where people were like, what the fuck is happening? All right, you want to hit this Marc Maron topic?
Oh yeah, him and Bert.
It's interesting. We talked about this a while back. You remember where Bert like wrote off Maron, basically talking to the podcast. He said Joe Rogan alerted me to Marc Maron talking shit, and immediately we did believe it because Maron kind of hates that crew, or so it seems.
Right.
So Marc Maron was on Tiger Belly recently, and but you could tell there's a couple times where Maron wants to bring this up. I don't even know if Bobby Lee knew about it, but Maron a couple times was like, I kind of want to get this off my chest, it seemed like, because he sort of went out of his way to bring it up. But this is him addressing all the Bert Kreischer stuff.
We also don't give Bobby Lee enough credit. He gets some of the best shit out of people. On
I think Bobby Lee's a good podcast. Like people shit on him. I know his laugh is like kind of annoying and shit, but like I think he's a good podcaster. I enjoy him on podcast.
Here it is. Here.
I just remember like I don't like Bert got mad at me and it was like it made me very upset. Because it got out of hand, huh?
Still mad?
Well, it wasn't about a real thing. Like I was on an Instagram Live, just doing a thing, and I was rambling on, like I do, and I was talking about Netflix, and basically what I said was that Netflix has created this cash grab culture where a certain echelon of comics can just do, pop up shows, shit faced, and make.
He is 100%. I remember the video. He's 100% accurately remembering it. Like he's not exaggerating or taking anything out of, like he's perfectly describing what he said.
And I wasn't talking about Bert.
Right.
Do you know who I was talking about?
Andrew.
No.
Who?
Chappelle. So I
Dave Chappelle. Yeah.
And it's not an unknown thing.
Yeah.
It does a pop-up.
It was unknown
show.
to me, but
yeah. But I decided just to be diplomatic and not mention names.
Yeah,
and then somebody on fucking Instagram was like talking about Kreischer.
Oh, that's how it started.
And then like,
and you know the reason you 100% believe Maron too is because good for him. He had the balls to just be like, no, I was shitting on Dave Chappelle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He didn't make. He's like, all right, this got taken out of context. I didn't want to name the guy, but now it's gone too far. People are thinking I'm shitting on Bert. It was Chappelle. I think he's a drunk, cocky asshole.
And it was also right when he was doing the Call Out Sick to Work tour.
Right.
So it just seems accurate.
It did line up, but then like this is what I think you do if you're caught talking shit about. So you got to name the name.
Right.
You can't be like, no, I was actually talking about someone else, because then it kind of looks like you're lying. But I'll always trust you if you go, no, I was shitting on Dave Chappelle. I'm like, okay, I buy it.
some traction in that world. I don't even know any of this is going on.
Yeah.
And
I didn't.
on TikTok.
Yeah. You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had no idea any of this is going on.
Wow.
And then I'm flipping through the stuff, and I saw Bert at the Comedy Store, before I knew anything, and he was like so shut down and weird. I'm like, what's going on? You good? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Why, Bert? You never see Bert like that.
Yeah.
And then like I'm scrolling and I see him on a podcast saying like, there's this guy who we were friends. He's been on my show. I've been on his show. Yeah. And like he said some shit. And Rogan got in my ear and said he's not your boy and all this. And his name rhymes with, and I'm like, oh my God.
How did this happen? Yeah.
Right. So then I'm like, this is crazy. And so I call Bert.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I wasn't talking about you.
Wow.
This is an instance where Rogan was the gossipy little oh, Bert, they're talking about you. Like Rogan was actually the instigator. That doesn't seem like his character necessarily, But I think Maron has taken enough shots at Rogan. Rogan pretends that stuff never bothers him. He doesn't look at stuff online, all that. It definitely does bother him because Rogan went out of his way to try to turn Bert against Maron.
And I bet Rogan went out of his way to call Bert and be like, why the fuck are you using my name?
Right, yeah, so it's interesting when you hear Maron in this context because this Maron I like. The Maron I hate is when he's morose and somber and talking on his live stream about a cash grab culture. Like it seems much more like when he's talking like this, it seems like Maron's just shitting on stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's Maron. He's an old curmudgeon. When he's on those live streams, and I think what it is I can like now that I'm diagnosing it through this lens of Maron talking openly about it not being Bert, it was Chappelle that he was shitting on. When you hear it in that context, you're more like, you know what? Maron is just like a dry drunk. He's at a tragic episode within the last few years. Like his fiance died. You know what I mean? Like, I think he just gets bored and goes on these bored and depressed and goes on these live streams and rants and isn't taking into account that he sounds like a bitter guy. He just thinks he's ball busting, but it doesn't always come off that way.
Pop-up shows?
Yeah.
I was talking about Dave, and Bert's like, well, that tracks. I'm like, well, great. So now what do we do?
Right. He made the whole thing. Yeah, he made a whole thing.
And, it was, and ultimately it doesn't really matter. I don't live in that world. But
you do.
But it was just so upsetting. That somebody had clipped it for TikTok. And then re-hashtagged it.
Wow.
And Bert's like, well, I saw the tag. And I'm like, I didn't do that. I'm gonna clip that and then hashtag it Bert Kreischer isn't funny.
That is, if Bert actually thought that, that's crazy.
He does though. He fucking spirals, it seems.
But it doesn't seem like Maron would go on TikTok and be like, guys, guess who I'm talking about?
Guess what?
And it is like Chappelle does deserve shit for that. Like the idea that you just get on, it's selfish to get on stage and drunkenly hold the audience hostage for 3 hours. Like I think Chappelle's one of the greatest ever, but there are definitely things he's done since he's gotten the title of one of the greatest ever that make you want to strip him of that. Where you're like, God damn it, is that annoying?
When he calls himself the GOAT.
Yeah, right. Shit like that is just obnoxious. So I get Maron shitting on it. What was always obnoxious was him doing it alone in a room. And I do think that is a big difference. Like just the energy that you're going to hear him talk about in a couple other clips where he's like, I think just the energy he has in this room with Bobby Lee is so much different than when he's just talking sort of, slowly and seems almost in a depressed fashion where he's just addressing it like that. And you're just like, Jesus, this guy is miserable.
But next we have him talking about Matt Rife.
He's very honest about Matt Rife. But again, this format makes him seem less bitter and just like a comic. Like he's funnier about it.
It's so funny because there's a comic that I just talked to. He's kind of famous. And he just basically said, Marc Maron doesn't like me. And I go, do you know him? He's like, no, I could just tell. You know what I mean?
Everyone thinks that about me. He doesn't like, can't. Some people just lock in with me immediately.
But I told the guy, you're reading it wrong. You're 100% reading it wrong. He goes, you think so? I go, yeah.
So who's this comic? I don't like him.
Matt Rife.
Yeah, I don't like him. It's just a joke. I don't know him. I don't think I've ever met him. And like I have made comments like this is going to be a problem with me, going on into the future is that, because I'm of another generation, and because of my opinions of crowd work, in general as a crutch, I'm going to judge it differently. So like whether or not, it becomes like, ultimately it's a whole different game and anybody's success, however they do it. But like, I'm going to have this old timey kind of like, crowd work is something you should know how to do in case you have to.
But to defend Matt in a sense though, but the crowd work stuff is what made him viral, right?
No, I get it.
But that isn't essentially what he does. He has jokes and he has an act.
How are they?
I think some of them are okay.
Some of them.
Yeah.
You qualified that.
Oh my.
I mean, I haven't seen this whole set, but I'm just saying that, okay, I love what you're doing right now. Stop.
See, this format for Maron talking shit is so much better. Like it makes him come off in a better light, where he can get those points on and be like, I don't really have a problem with Matt Rife, but also kind of I do, you know?
By the way, you can catch his new Crowdwork special on Netflix right now.
You sure can.
I haven't seen it yet.
But yeah, like Maron in this light just seems like such a less bitter, angry guy than he does in those. Because remember, we played a few clips where I was like, is this guy all right? You know what I mean? Where it's like in this avenue seems much better for him. And it's like I've been talking about with solo podcasts. Like when you're just alone ranting, there's a psychosis to that.
Right.
Whereas if you just have another pair of ears to talk into, it makes you seem so much less crazy.
Right. Next, we got Mark's opinions.
Yeah, so this is him kind of addressing that, like what people think of, and again, like I said, this to me made me think, because for a few years there, I was like, is Maron, is he suicidal? Is he a bitter, angry guy? Why is he like this version of Maron? Like I would like a Maron podcast talking shit about comics if this is the tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other guy that was just bitching, it seemed like he had been surpassed by Rogan. Like Maron was the #1 podcast for a while, and Rogan kind of flew by him. And it seemed like he was jealous and bitter. Whereas this is a guy who's just like making good points and seems rational about it.
And so he, and he's also, I know he's hot right now and all that, but he's a very sensitive guy.
Where else?
And he wants to be accepted by the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have anything to like, I have nothing personal against that.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ultimately, none of it, like, here's the thing is that because of this culture we live in, everybody wants to, cause trouble and pit people against each other or whatever. And, certainly I talk about comedy in a certain way, and there are certain problems I have about where it's at now.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well, he's right. Like, and that's what I was addressing before, where I was like, he has these opinions that make him come off bitter and angry, but he addresses that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe he's not losing his mind the way it seemed.
Right.
Because this has happened a couple times with Maron. I forget what podcast he was on a couple months ago, where I was like, boy, I hear him there and he seems totally fine. But we were watching our boy, Lieutenant Kirk was sending me a lot of his like Instagram lives and stuff that he was doing, where he's just he's like, Chappelle and Rogan are the problem with America, and like, he hates Andrew Schultz, Chappelle, and Rogan. And it seemed like this drum he was banging, and no one gave a fuck. Whereas this is like, oh, okay, he's making relevant points that I understand now. So I was glad to hear him talk about it in that way with Bobby Lee.
This is we have one more clip from this show.
Okay.
Cultural phenomenon.
Oh yeah, so this is him, and he's kind of he's like, I have some points about Rogan. And maybe they're wrong, like he's kind of addressing it head on in a more reasonable fashion here.
Like the real challenge of it is I just have to be okay with that. But the problem with me is when something becomes a cultural phenomenon, that is fair game.
Yeah.
For criticism.
Yes.
And jokes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And but the bottom line is when they become a cultural phenomenon,
a
lot of times it's like, yeah, but it's just that guy and that guy.
Yeah.
So if you're going to criticize the cultural phenomenon, but a lot of it revolves around that guy, you still got to be able to shoulder the possibility that guy's going to be pissed off.
Right.
Even though what you're saying has cultural relevance.
Right.
It still comes down to like, you're going to see him in the hallway.
Yeah.
And, you criticized what he represents.
Right.
And there's no way he's not going to take that personally.
Right.
I mean, that happened to me a million years ago with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, and he tells a story, but he shit on Adam Sandler on Conan. And the bit he described was pretty funny. But, like, Sandler took it very personally. And that I get. Again, like what I said when we played these clips, we were like, Jesus Christ, Mark. You're still a good podcaster. Don't get so down on yourself. Because it seemed like a thing where he was looking at Spotify paying Rogan all this money, and it seemed like pure jealousy.
Yeah.
But when he explains it in that light, you're like, oh, this I get. This is like, of course you should comment on Rogan, and if you don't agree with certain things, you can criticize him for it, all that. in this light, it seems like from much more of a place, much less of a place of bitterness and just like that guy has something that I want, you know?
Right. Right.
So that interview and I skimmed through a lot of it and it was pretty good. So check out Maron on Tiger Belly because if you were annoyed by Maron like I was, this makes him come off in a better light, I thought.
I want to see him on Rogan. It's never gonna happen.
I think Rogan would do it.
I don't know.
Maybe not. Yeah, after we heard that he's running to Bert and being like, you should hate this guy.
That and his special is just universally hated. So Maron will have that in his holster if he wants to pull it out.
I don't. Well, here's the thing: is like, especially because of Why You Laughing, like the clips I've pulled from Maron's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They're like he confronts guys.
True,
but he's not just a nasty. He's not going to walk in and go, "Boy, what a fucking hack special you put out." You know what I mean? Like he's not nasty in that way. Like he'll confront people, but he's not over the top with it.
This isn't a super chat, but I feel like it's a good comment. Freeman Thomas too says, not a fan of Rife, but isn't crowd work comparable to freestyling? I think it should be respected.
Yeah, respected for what it is.
Yeah,
but like here's the thing: when I walk, like I don't get. Here's what I don't get about Matt Rife, and I'm fine with him. I'm not like fuck him for being so famous. But the thing I've always talked about with Matt Rife is like, I just don't get it when they're like his crowd work is amazing. I watch it, and to me, like he's quick on his feet and personable. He's a good talker. He's charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never found a clip that I've been like, oh my God, that's hysterical.
Sam Morril or Big J crowd work kills his.
Yeah. Big J and Mark Norman put a lot of shit on Instagram that I find to be much better crowd work.
Yeah.
And again, maybe I'm biased, but like I find Joe List's purposely bad crowd work funnier than the stuff Matt Rife puts out for crowd work. You know what I mean?
Did you see the Netflix one yet?
No.
Me either.
Oh, maybe it's great. Maybe we're missing out. But like Joe List will go to people in the crowd and be like, what do you do for work? And the guy's like, I'm in insurance. And Joe List goes, nice. Clip it. Like to me, that's funnier than being like, what is that? Your mom? Well, that's your girlfriend. What?
Right.
And it getting a massive pop, you know?
I always refer to this one, but there's like, he comes out and there's a guy with like glitter on his eyelids. And he's like, let me guess, gay.
Right.
Everyone's like,
and it's like, I don't have a problem with that. No. I just don't know why it makes you the most famous comic in America.
I have no idea.
Like that's the disconnect that I don't get.
He's got dimples.
He's a cute boy. Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of cute boys and very famous comedians, should we close out with my good friend Shane Gillis?
I think so.
It's about time. And it is weird that Shane is now like a spokesperson. I'm worried he's going to be the Geico Gecko or something eventually.
Unless he doesn't change his comedy, I'm cool with it.
It is this will be interesting because we're now at a point. Shane has been very smart about his career. Like I was amazed to find out. I forget who I heard talking about this. Maybe Luis J. Gomez or someone close to Shane. They were saying that Shane turned down the Netflix roast. He may have talked about this too. I can't remember.
The Brady
did you know that?
The Brady one?
Yeah.
I think he might have talked about it on one of their Patreons.
He may have, yeah.
Yeah.
But he turned it down. And his reasoning was, I'm everywhere. People are going to get sick of me. Which to me is amazing perspective to have, where it's like, I could be on the biggest event of the year. Like that Tom Brady roast was this doesn't happen in America really at all anymore. Aside from the Super Bowl, I mean, like election coverage.
Yeah.
They're very, very rare things that we're all watching together.
Right.
And that Tom Brady roast was one of them. So for Shane to turn that down, I think takes tremendous perspective. This will be interesting because this commercial was good enough that I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these throughout football season.
I would say.
Yeah. So this is interesting. I'm hoping we're not entering a phase where we get sick of the young bull, but let's see this Bud Light commercial.
Shout out Gerbies.
Oh yeah. By the way, I know. So I know Steve Gerben is in Tires.
Yep.
What is his origin? Who is he?
They've just been friends for like 15 years or something like that.
But is he like a writer? Is he a comic?
He might have done stand up in the Philly area. I forget exactly.
Okay, because I know him from Tires now.
Tires and the other one there, Gillian Keeves.
Right.
Bobby, you've been accused of plagiarizing your master's thesis. If you are found guilty, you will have to forgo the football season. But if you confess, I will make it only half the season. I'll make you a deal. You tell the truth, you can have this ice cold bucket of Bud Light. All you have to do is confess.
All right, I'll go first. Grease the wheels a little.
What? No.
I confess that I practice my halftime speeches in the shower before games. Professor Wilkins, you want to confess anything?
No.
All right, I'll go for you. Professor Wilkins has been taking karate classes ever since that saxophone girl put him in a headlock.
That was a secret.
Now it's a beer.
I like that essentially what this commercial is Bud Light being like, see, we're not gay. That's the whole premise of them paying Shane Gillis money was like, we don't want people to call us gay anymore. Will you be in our commercials, please?
They're also like teeter on like an R-word joke in this commercial too.
Let's hear it.
Saxophone girl put him in a headlock.
That was a secret.
Now it's a beer.
Everybody, let's focus, please.
Hey, oh, we having beers?
Yeah.
No.
All you have to do is confess and you get a Bud Light.
Oh, okay. When I order pizza, I use a British accent, and now the girl at the pizza place thinks I'm British, and we've been dating for 4 months.
What?
It feels good, right?
Bobby, did you cheat?
What's going on?
All right, I admit I'm afraid of horses. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, you can go back to practice, big guy.
Okay.
I got plenty of confessions. I never read any of these books, and I'm really embarrassed about it.
Thank you. Right. Quite a good time, Governor.
That's really bad.
She's falling for that?
I think I love her.
I'm also surprised Shane has enough pull to get Gerbies in there.
He's seriously one of the funniest people I've ever seen.
Oh, Gerbies or Shane?
Gerbies.
Yeah. Yeah, like he barely had a line in that, and just his little reaction is very funny.
His face, like just Tires. He's fantastic.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I'm surprised. Like I know Shane's huge right now, obviously, but I'm surprised he's like, "Hey, can my buddy be in this commercial?" And they're like, "Yeah, what the hell?" You know,
they're gonna have to kind of do anything he says, or else.
I'm just glad there's not like a dilly thing in this, or you know what I mean? It's just kind of like it was Shane being Shane, basically. So,
yeah, it was basically the Gillian Keeves football coach, but for Bud Light.
Kind of, yeah. So we'll see, because there's gonna I think that has staying power, and I think we're gonna see, I don't know, roughly 17 versions of that during the football season, probably
starting a week from today.
Yeah. So we'll see, because Shane has been very meticulous at not making America sick of him. Hopefully he's able to navigate that, but I do think it's good. Like it seems like he's doing what he wants to do as opposed to like what Bud Light is telling him to do, you know? Like It seems like he kind of has say in what commercials he's in, you know?
I don't think they, want that Dylan Mulvaney stank on them anymore, so they're going to go this route.
It's so wild. It's so wild to me that all they did was have some trans person on a can and put it on TikTok, and they were like, "Fine, the guy that said the Chinese slur, if we have him in our commercial, are we not gay anymore?"
You forget that person was on the Bud Light can. Split second rash decision. It's Kid Rock with an AR-15 shooting a case of Bud Light.
By the way, I like the people that argued with me. I was like, long term, it's not going to affect Anheuser-Busch, and people sent me their stock prices a month later and were like, "Oh, Mike, you are so wrong." Yeah, the company's crumbled. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're in dire straits right now.
Target's having a harder time, I would say, but not Anheuser-Busch.
Right. Yeah, well, they ungayed themselves.
That's right.
They're super retarded now. Cool, everyone. That is fine. Like that, I think Shane Gillis's whole arc is like you can track the state of whatever you want to call it, cancel culture, or like all that the tension involving like words and jokes and shit.
Mhm.
You can watch Shane's career where he was the best option for SNL and was thrown off because of a podcast, whereas now a company is begging him to be on it. So they're like, just make it seem like we're cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
But yeah. That's it for gang. That's it for comedy news and insight this week. And what you can do to repay us, to prove that this was a good episode, what you can do is go to blindmike.net. And that's where you can say, Mike, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you've provided. We want to help you hit the goal, which you can do by subscribing for free if you're a pussy. Wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. If you do all that, supposedly, if you like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell, share the video, supposedly that helps more people that will enjoy the show find the show. So we appreciate that. And if you like us a little extra, then become a Patreon or YouTube member for as little as $5 a month. You get bonus content and early access to stuff that we post. So consider doing that. We appreciate it. Blindmike.net is the easiest place to find all of those links. You can go to verygoodshow.org. I don't know if the podcast exists there or not. You can go there.
It does. The Patreon's on pause through October.
A podcasting museum, I like to call it.
Yeah, but new episode of Rubbed Out will be out this Wednesday.
Oh, there you go. So check out Rubbed Out, verygoodshow.org. Go watch Rubbed Out. It's a true crime show. How many murders have you solved?
We're lacking. We're down 2 right now.
The gall to promote a true crime show. 0 murders.
It's more. It's not quite the same level of seriousness.
Yes, I figured.
I mean, it pretty much starts with us calling people involved in the story gay, and then we feel bad by the end of the show.
I was under no impression that there was journalistic integrity on your program.
Okay, good.
But yeah, go check out Rubbed Out, verygoodshow.org. Support HACKRIDE, hackridethedemon.com. Go watch Unboxing Eric, by the way. We haven't talked about that enough. HACKRIDE has ripped off Why You Laughing, stolen it. But no, they do live commentary on Sunday nights now. So I think that's tonight, right?
Is it Sunday nights? Because I just put up a Friday.
It was Friday.
We'll go.
And I think now it's not.
We'll go look at HACKRIDE on YouTube.
Go to hackridethedemon.com. Find HACKRIDE on YouTube. Subscribe. Find DJ ELECTRA. Support the whole Blind Mike Project family. We appreciate that. It helps us continue to flourish. And I don't know. I think that's it, right?
That's it.
Bye-bye.
And we have a mean transition.
Hey, it's Boogie. Sappers clear the way. Everyone all the way.
Now, this is very interesting. Now, really, ladies, if you're listening, and men, and everybody in between.
If I tell you you've got a homicide, buddy, you've got a homicide. I hope to hear from you soon.
I am proud to own the Trumpy Bear, and I will always be proud to be an American.
Until then, have yourself a great day, and as always, rock on. Stop the baloney, huh? What kind of statement is that? I wrote it.
One of my favorite players to cover when he was here was Mike Vrabel. Tell me Mike Vrabel's story.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Piss on it.
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. All right.
Stop, my belly hurts. My dad was in the military. What's that, sir?
Can you please kindly F off, please?
If a person is on a bridge threatening to jump, how do we know that he wants help?
Anyway, God bless America.